Guess who's back? Back again.
Hey.
The team is back.
Hey.
Tell a friend.
Hey.
Yes, we're back.
Shady's back.
Yes, we're back. Well, who's Shady here?
Nobody's smiling and opening seats with you. You have to explain your absence, bro. Like, that's how you should start. If you have a respect for your co-host and for your listeners, I think you should start by with an apology, not guesses back. Just coming in, just getting in as if nothing happened. No, something happened. You went missing for 2 weeks, not even 1 week. Sucks. So please apologize. Give us the reason you abandoned Loose Talk, and before we get anything started,
Can I go start with asking you a question?
God.
As a true Nigerian.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you related to Nyansom Wike? I just want to know, because your gaslighting is crazy. The reason
I want you to
why
think about
yes.
I want you to think about something. Look at Wiki. Think about Wiki and think about my dad.
Yes. Yeah, when I see Wiki, they look alike. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, your dad and Wiki are long lost cousins. There's no reason how you can't tell me you people do not you're not on the same family tree. Yeah, that's what I want to ask, because the reason why I haven't even recorded or we've missed it is largely because of you. But you found a way to flip it and turn it to me. Ayo, please confirm.
Yeah, I confirm. Absolutely confirm.
Okay. Yes. Okay, that's for 1 week. That's the
even this recording that we are doing now, it is by the special grace of God that we're actually recording now. It's mercy, it's might.
I agree. But what about the other week? You went missing for 2 weeks. You've explained 1 week. What is the reason for the other week?
Well, I'm just gonna reply you with a record.
All right.
Welcome back to Loose Talk Podcast. We missed you guys as much as you missed us.
Wahala day.
We're back with another bumper episode. Get everything ready. Get your coffee ready. If you're at work already, put your headphones on. If you're just setting out, make sure you don't forget anything at home. It's about to go down, guys. Let's go.
You're on a long trip, driving. Let's go.
If it's a road trip, let's go. If you're on the train, if you're on the tram, let's go. If you're on the bus, let's go. If you're in the Uber, let's go.
It's my life, take it or leave it, set me free. What's that crap? I know it all. I got my own life, you got your own life. Live your own life and set me free. Mind your business and live my business. You know everything, Papa know it all. Very little knowledge.
Yeah, Shallipopi, no difference.
Stop bugging me, stop bothering me, stop bugging
How
me,
dare
stop
you?
forcing me, stop fighting me, stop yelling me. It's my life. It's my life. I live the way I want to live. I make decisions day and night. Show me signs and good examples. Stop telling people how to run your business. Take a trip to east and west. You find out you don't know anything. Everybody's getting tired.
Steve, are you listening?
You have to look and listen. You can even learn from me. Little knowledge is dangerous.
How do you feel?
It's my life. It's my life. It's my life. It's my life.
It's my life, baby. We're here. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about the state of the nation. We're going to talk about people who can't just hold themselves accountable. They know themselves already. Yeah. Let's go. Ayo, you feel those horns?
Come on, man. Legend shock himself.
Femi Kuti's a legend, man. How can you just have legends back to back? Your dad is a legend. You are a legend. And your son is on the way, is on his way to become a legend or whatever, It's amazing. The truth is dead, guys.
Truth don't die, yo. Truth don't die, yo. Now yesterday him talk, him want to travel for the world to teach the people him what the true word of God. Make people stop to lie, say not lies for the world. If people stop to lie, and me go fool the world. If people stop to lie, if we 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 stop to lie, lie, if we stop to 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 lie, 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 lie. Now so him go, him carry machine for him go. Him say him dey go international airport. Him want to travel for the world. Him say him dey confident, yeah. Say him go succeed in mission. Now so him go. Now so him go. Now so him go. Now so him go. As him won't come out of junction, him knows him all well for him left, yo. As him won't come out of junction, him knows he trailer for him right. As him won't come out of junction, him knows him all well for him left, yo. As him won't come out of junction, him knows he trailer for him right. Now so the mole well jam am, trailer mash am for head. Mole well jam am, trailer mash am for head. People gather, them come they look am, them rush am doctor. Him no fit save am, Mr. Doctor he no fit save am. Now so truth come die, yo. Him come clear road for lie, now lie fool the wall. Like go they jump from mouth, like water rush from pump. The way people they lie, them know they fear them God. The way people they lie, them know they fear them shrine. Them just they lie, oh. Them just they lie, oh. Lie, oh. Lie,
Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Lose Talk.
That
Yep.
was long.
How's everybody doing? All right,
Good,
man. Let me
good.
give a quick intro to the boys in the building. The boys are back in the building. Yeah, I know these few weeks have been a bit shaky. You know, we missed an episode. I wasn't on an episode. We gave you a short episode. Don't worry, guys. We are back. We are back. Quick intro to the guys. Who do I start with? IB's finest. Let's start with IB's finest.
No,
Yes.
IB's finest.
Afrobeats connoisseur.
Yeah.
You're talking Afrobeats, you're talking
number one.
Nigerian culture. You got to
Number
put him
one.
in the room. If he's
No
not in the
lyric.
room, please. If he's not in the room, then you're wasting your time. If he's not in the room, then what you're going to do is going to be tacky. It's going to be tasteless. Number one, he's got a wife and 2 kids. He's not seen them in years. Who cares?
Fake news. I beg. Thank you.
He wouldn't travel. He wouldn't walk 1,000 miles like Vanessa Carlton, but he'll write 1,000 words. Got to drop a bomb on that.
That's so.
You see him on Instagram, looking fit, always rocking the latest jerseys and the latest fits, putting out content day by day. content week by week. Undercover 30 GB or 30 BG. Sorry, my bad. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Emeditayo.
Hey,
Undercover is wild.
How you doing?
And to my other co-host, you know him. I solo like a solo.
Let's go.
You know him. Very much related to Nyonsum Wike.
Now that's an agenda I fuck with.
He has connects in the creeks. If you're looking to get some unadulterated oil and fuel from God knows where, reach out.
Purely refined
or unrefined, he's got the connects. All right, he's the chairman of many WhatsApp groups. You find him anywhere from Toronto to Lagos. He's running the whole sect. Ladies and gentlemen,
666.
From the 234 to the 66666. Ladies and gentlemen, got to give a shout out to one and only Steve Dede.
Let's go.
All right, thank you. And then there's me. Thank you.
You know, it's so sad because I'm not that good, so I would have done a proper one for you. You know, but everyone,
that's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a standing ovation and a standing welcome to one and only the Afrobeat OG. Only
I'm not an OG. Don't do that. Don't call me an OG. Even though I post everything I post about Afro.
Don't do this about me. Sure.
Exactly.
Don't call me an OG.
No, but you call like that's a legit OG. You have to call like you're an OG. You understand? And you say don't call me an OG. I say don't call me an OG. What are you? You're an OG. I'm not whining you like you're an OG and you say don't call me an OG. Like you are an OG.
I trust him. He's sending a DM right now. Immediately.
Let me tell you how much of an OG biomissionary is. See, I was in senior secondary school reading biomissionaries reviews on Nigerian music in Pop World magazine. It doesn't get more OG than that. Bio, you're an OG. You know, but to give it you know what, to keep it real, for someone that we call an OG all the time, he's also very young in spirit.
Very, very.
You understand? Like,
you have to
like what he says, what he talks about, like his commentary when we're having conversations, you know, it's like he's on the, you know, he's on the pulse of things. So shout out to a round of applause to Bayern Machine. A round of applause to everybody who reached out to me as well. You know, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. Just asking, hey man, what's up? What's happening? See, guys, it's very simple. I'm moving houses. That's it. And it is a problem, you know, not a problem, but like it's very tasking.
It's a big deal.
Moving houses.
Very challenging. Yeah, it's very tasking.
Yeah, man. I've been assembling my fingers hurt. I've been assembling IKEA furniture. Like my daughter will say, it's not IKEA, it's IKEA.
I always wanted to know, is it IKEA or IKEA or something like that?
It's IKEA,
well, I think Americans call it IKEA, but like Dutch people say IKEA because it's how they pronounce the letters in
we follow the
Dutch.
That's true.
Yeah.
We know Americans can't speak English or they can't speak anything again, so follow the alternative.
Yeah, because sorry, Steve, everybody says aluminium, right? Americans will say aluminum. Like, how did you go from aluminium to aluminum?
Aluminium.
You understand? Or you say inevitable. They say inevitable.
Inevitable.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Steve, you wanted to say something?
No, I was talking about IKEA, right? And there's this popular internet joke. I don't know if it's popular, but it's very funny though. Where someone wished them a happy birthday, and instead of a cake, he gave them he sent them like all the ingredients to make a cake. And say, please make your own cake. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what they do to people. They just give you a bunch of tools and they just put it together. But like, so I suffered. I told you now. I think I did a video call with you, sir, when I was assembling the couch in our sitting room. And bro, it was
it's tasking.
What saved me was I saw a YouTube video. That's like after a day of searching on the internet for like any clue. I saw a YouTube. For context, I'm not very handy. I'm not very good with things like that, like connecting, like stuff like that, right? So I have to be very, very deliberate and like get a sample. So that guy bought exactly the same couch and did a YouTube video about it. That was exactly
and you were just pausing and playing,
I will pause, I will look for the nuts, I will put it together, I'll put the edges together. That was how I was able to fix it. You know, and for that reason, wifey just hates that couch just because of the stress that thing put me through. Did you get it?
Well, tell her to not sit on it.
You know the moral of the story. You know the moral of the story.
Yeah.
You should appreciate your Lagos carpenter very well.
Oh, mom, man, I'm not gonna lie you. Because,
well, for me, actually, it wasn't hard. It's just time consuming. And that's because I have a background. So my dad was very big on a lot of things, right? Plumbing, carpentry.
Yeah, hands-on.
He was very hands-on. He was an electronic engineer. So we did the sockaway chambers ourselves in the house. We can cast it out. We'll cast it ourselves. He knows the right cement mix to use. We did carpentry ourselves. He built the wardrobes, and I used to help him build it. And we did the not surface wiring, the conduit wiring in our house. Ourselves. Like, he knew how to do everything, and I was his apprentice. So stuff like this is like the back of my hand. I know how to do it. And you know how IKEA comes, there's no text. It's just diagrams and say, do this, do this, do that. So for me, it wasn't hard. And, when you're learning or you're doing some things at some point in your life, right, you think it's unnecessary. You know, and this for people who are working with other people where you think, oh, this thing I'm doing is unnecessary. The world doesn't work that way. Life is very, ironic. You know, and life, you think you don't need some things. You end up using those skill sets you acquire at that time for something else, right? As early as, I think I was in GS3 or SS1, I had to follow my dad to work during holidays to work on electrical boards. So I understood what a capacitor was. I know how to solder, capacitors or ICs or whatever on like the boards and all of that. And it really helped me, as early as 93, my dad had a laptop that he would bring home and we could use the laptop. And this was before, Windows. This was MS-DOS. So we're writing like commands. And today, I'm using Python. So you think you don't need these things, but later on in life, you just start to figure, oh, thank you. And for me, someone like me that, I lost my dad over 10 years ago, I think it's just thank you to him and thank you for showing me game. And you should also be able to transfer those skills to your kids and to younger people. It might not necessarily be your kids, but you push younger people to do things. And that's it. That's it. I think I'm in my washed up years. I saw Kid Connect. Yeah, go ahead.
No, continue your line of thought, please.
Yeah, just, you get older and you just realize you're washed. I saw Kid Connect posts, you're washed when you're excited to purchase a new kitchen appliance.
Yep.
But that's where I am right now, to be very honest. Guess what? I went to the store, right? I went to buy detergents. I wanted to do some laundry and I saw this big box of Ariel that I usually get, and they say if you buy 2 you get 2 free. Bam! I was the most excited. I was so excited. It was like I was buying. I don't know how I got this. I don't know how I got this excited. And these are the things that excite me now. I was so. You see the way I was riding my bike back home to tell my wife that see. I bought 2 and we got 2 free. Like this is and then I sat down a few hours later and I'm washed. I think I'm washed. Like, yeah, I am. It's like when I bought the air fryer, and I bought the Philips, the double air fryer. Man, I was just staring at it like it was a new car. I'm like, man, what I'm going to do with this thing? And I started doing the whole air frying in the whole house. They left it to me. You understand? So, yeah.
Shout out to being washed.
Yeah, it's a good thing to be washed.
The closest thing to that for me was when, after moving our life to somewhere else, just watching the house become a home again. Do you get? Because for the first month, for the first week, everywhere was just empty. But over the months, it's bare. Over the months, gradually, we now have a home again. So sometimes I go back and look at the pictures of the first week, and now and just get excited over how things have come into place, since then. So that's the closest to me. Then going back to your conversation about learning different things, it is scientifically proven already that the more complex different things, the more variety of information that you have, right, that your brain processes, it makes it better. Do you get? So you might be, that's why you see most of the problems we had, especially thinking back to, and this is not a shit to anybody, thinking back to my secondary school days, and seeing people who were really, really brilliant in terms of book smart, having A's all through the school, right? But you didn't see it apply, you didn't see the application of those knowledge over time, maybe through university and even through after uni. Do you understand? And that tells you that there's a different mechanism. It's different from just being book smart. Like being intelligent is different from being book smart, right? And being really, really very, like, having critical thinking. So it's very important to, always learn things. And I'm talking about passing these things over to our children. I think that's something I've failed with Denzel, right? Because that boy has just grown. He's 6 now. He has just grown into all, like, we just do everything for him. And now this new life we're living now, that's when I realized that, we've coddled this boy too much, even down to like beating him and stuff like that. And now
the society now demands
the way
the society is designed. The human design requires him to show a level of independence.
Yes. And that was why I just got really sad, right? Like over the last couple of months to say, this guy, we've coddled him so much. Especially me, but now just, driving him.
Because you did that. See, it's not your fault, and I'll explain to you why it's not your fault. You did that, and the premise for you doing that is safety.
Yes,
it's a lot of safety. True. Do you understand? Yeah, it's a lot of safety, and the macro level is, if anything happens to this boy, okay, I have health insurance, but am I assured that in terms of any medical issue, this guy is sorted? That's number one. That's like the primary thing. So you don't want any problems. The secondary thing is, in the neighborhood, do I have the right tools, so to say, to be able to, show him down the path or teach him,
True.
The school he goes to, do they have the right setup to make them independent? Or do they coddle him as well? Do you understand?
Yeah,
so those things, it's the design. It's designed in a way. When I was in Nigeria, my kids, they don't go out. If they go out, they're on the street riding the bicycles, but they can't. They are locked in an estate. Yeah. Because you're afraid that anything can happen. And if things happen, right? And it's fine. It's not fine if things happen, but things do happen. And if they happen, do I have the right infrastructure with the police, with whatever, to be able to... I'll give you an example. My kids went to the store and they kind of missed each other, right? Yeah. And the other one was looking for the younger one. And almost immediately, they were going to... there's a general line you can call in, system, and they would send a, what they call that thing, Amber Alert to everybody's phones. Immediately, they were going to do it immediately, but they found each other. And they didn't do that. There's a system designed, and for you in Nigeria, you're like, there's no system designed, so I'll rather
so I have to be very careful. Yeah.
The funny thing, the funny thing is that, have you guys watched on YouTube where 3-year-olds go to supermarkets by themselves in Japan?
Asia, Japan is
Asians are on that level.
So the way you said it, like the way society is designed for independence, we are not designed for independence.
Exactly.
Especially in Lagos, right? Where even adults, you do know that we pay to be locked into our homes in Lagos.
In Lagos.
You enter an estate where they tell you, an estate that you are paying rent in, they tell you by 12, you cannot enter. They lock you. So when you are sleeping in your house, you are locked in that estate. You are paying to be locked in that estate.
Yeah.
In the morning again, you pay to come out of it. It's like a prison where you go and work and you come back. That's the way the Nigerian society is built. Even up to our architecture, you see windows and they see put burglary proof there. We have 10 feet fences that you now put barbed wire. We are not living in a country where there's civil war. So why do we need a 10 feet fence with barbed wire? Your door that opens your house has burglary proof and has 3 padlocks. God forbid there's fire. Before you can start saying you want to open everything, fire has consumed everybody. It's just the way we are. So parents that raise their children like that, I don't blame them in Nigeria.
You don't blame them.
I don't blame them. If they kidnap your child today, where's the Amber Alert?
More. It's true.
I saw a poster last week. It has even been trending on Twitter. A guy has been missing for 2 years. They put out the poster and they said the reward is 2 million or so. A guy has been missing for 2 years, my guy. Adult. Now imagine a child. That's why when you have your child, where are you going to? Highest, you play in the compound. You play in the compound now. God forbid they kidnap your child now. Where will you start running to? You will not start raising 40 million. Bruh. And also, also there's a likelihood that parents who didn't have like a well-to-do background or when they were growing up tend to compensate to their children. So when they now have their own kids, everything they didn't have, they want to give their kids, right? And that makes them very, very attached and everything. But exactly when you move to certain parts of the world where individualism, you must act as an individual yourself.
It is.
Yeah, because everybody's responsible for. Look at you guys saying you're moving now. Who is the SMU or who is this thing that come and help you carry load? There's nobody helping you carry load.
Yeah, and if there is, you pay through your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. But glad to see you guys and glad to be back on the pod as usual. Hope everybody's doing great. You guys listening, hope everything is fine. We're winding down to the end of the year. It's half of the month already, Hope you guys
accountants do normal. We will know the yes. Listen.
Accountant, she normal. But yeah, winding down to the end of the year. Hope you're taking stock of what happened this year, and we'll go again next year. The hustle don't stop. But anyways, let us get into the state of affairs. Lots to talk about. Let us start from home. Edo State, the 052. Let us start there.
Let's go there.
Oof, I don't know what to say. Let us start with the governor of this Monday, Okpebolo, right? The Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebolo, during his presentation of the 2025 budget to the State House of Assembly, struggled with the delivery of the budget's numerical value, eliciting a wave of reactions. The Edo State chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Jared Tenebe, tried to rationalize the inability of the state governor to accurately read out the budget figures he presented to the Edo State House of Assembly. I don't know if you guys have watched that video,
bro.
But
it is. Play it for us again. I need to laugh this morning.
It is quite embarrassing. Yeah, of course, I have it here. I will play for you. I have it here. It is quite embarrassing. I don't know how to. Here it is.
The 2025 appropriation bill of 605 billion 76 million. Let me take it again. 506
guy was sweating. If you watch the video, the guy was sweating.
605 billion, sorry. 776 billion. Sorry. It's confusing me. Okay. Since
order the house, please. Mr. Speaker must be held in silence, please.
605 billion and details of the budget proposal for your consideration and approval. Thank you for your kind consideration.
Okay, so basically the guy just jumped the other numbers.
That's what I said. You know,
it sounds
he just round that up. Round it up.
just round it up. The rounding he did is some serious rounding. The rounding he did, what he rounded can take care of a whole local government for a number of for a period of time.
Those numbers he missed actually are very, very important. You can't just go and jump and mix those numbers. They are there for a reason. You can't. This is not mass. This is not a mass equation at the end of the day.
What can you? I mean, Steve, go ahead.
I have two things to say about this. One, there's a friend of mine, Victor. He stays in the United States. He's a Loose Talk listener. Like I knew him from Loose Talk, right? He came home. Yeah, shout out to him, Victor. Shout out to Victor. He's listening. He came home for the election, right? He came to Nigeria. He went to Edo State to vote, like for the election.
For the gubernatorial
election.
And that's patriotic.
And I remember, patriotic. Or he also has. I don't know if he's close to the PDP aspirant, But he also did a lot of conversing. But from him, it was about ensuring that his people makes the right choice. Like he was talking to people close to him in his hometown, his families, like why it's important to vote for the candidates, like these preferred candidates, right? And I remember a week after the election, after the result was has been released, I was speaking to him, and that was when he told me that he traveled to Edo State. That but he was the context of the conversation we were having that day was his disbelief in the decision, the choice of the state, like of the people. He couldn't believe that people actually voted for this guy. So when he was saying it, I thought, no, for real, he was in total disbelief. But when he was saying it, I thought maybe it was because of his alliance with the other candidates, right? So I didn't put much, although I put some thought into it that I think Edo State might have made a mistake, but I didn't take it seriously until I started listening to this guy. You know, they say it, Nuru and the Samson, they say it in the group that this guy, they can't believe that people are voting for this guy. But I never really put much thought into it. I never listened to the guy speak. It was after he became governor that I started listening to him. And I totally understand the conversation I was having with Victor, a week after the election. How terrible the decision is, right? 2, this is to tell you the kind of people who, this is not just an indictment on the governor, on also the people behind him. If people are smart enough, they know that this man will able, they'll just write that thing in words so that he'll read it out instead of putting it in figures. The problem is having that thing is in figures.
Yeah,
it's in figures. That's the problem.
It's in figures. That's the problem. So if you are competent enough as an SC or a personal assistant, right? Your job is to make your boss look good, to ensure that he's to save him from public embarrassment like this. You write out the speech plainly and
make it foolproof.
Make it foolproof and put it in words.
Idiot proof. That's what they call it. Make it idiot proof.
Actually, that's what I wanted to say.
You get so 2 things that like just to show that himself, he does not know what he's doing. He also has employed people, taking people around him that also don't know what they are doing. So a state, a very important state at that in Nigeria, is being ruled by people who don't know what they're doing, and it's sad. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. So what they should just do is, when the speechwriter is done, there's that version, then he just creates the idiot-proof version. You understand? And you can just use GPT-4 to do it. Just put it there and say, this speech is going to be read by a 10-year-old. Please make an idiot-proof version. Do you understand? And then GPT-4 just creates an easy version. It just gives it for you. Yeah. Because this is let me tell you what's happening. And when these things happen, we kind of discuss it, but we don't see the impact or how bad it is. I'll explain. We are in all industries, in all ministries, and even in the governor's office, presidential office, everything that has to do in Nigeria is degrading. Mm-hmm. But it's degrading gradually. And because we are involved with we are witnessing the gradual, decadence or degradation in real time, we don't know how bad it is. But if we do a time jump, you can see how bad it is. So imagine if you take someone from 2012 and you move that person, and the person hasn't witnessed anything from 2012 till now, and bring the person to 2024, the person will not believe who the people are in power right now, or how the police is working, or how the state is working, or anything. It would be like the person will have a nervous breakdown. Yep, but because we've been witnessing it from time to time, right? And Buhari kind of accelerated most of it. Yeah. Right now, what we are seeing is the worst of it, the lowest level of governance in Nigeria.
It's true.
But because we have witnessed the decay in real time, we are kind of we're normalizing.
We're used to it. Yeah.
This thing that happened in Edo State, if it happened about let's say 10, 12 years ago, it would be on the front cover. It would be a national problem.
Yes.
Because stuff like this, you couldn't do stuff like this and get away with it back then.
Yeah, that's true.
But look at the kind of people you have in power now. I saw a video of him commissioning something or going somewhere to commission something, and you had a thug who was going, "Governor, Monday Pueblo, now he be the governor where they help us do everything." And I'm like, this is where we've gotten to now, where a state governor is working, and then he has, he's like a thugs, like, hailing him on the road.
Praise singers, yeah.
Praise singers. Let's hear what the APC Edo State Chairman Jared Tenebe had to say about
also
the video.
just listen to how he speaks also.
Okay, of course.
Yes, it's been social media has been agog with the governor, our governor, budget presentation about mistake on 650 billion and the rest of it all. It's a normal thing. Zuma made such mistakes, and a lot of people make such mistakes. I don't know figures. You see, that is how to know original and innocent people. Obaseki will not make such mistakes because he has stolen billions before. Aswa Godalo will not make such mistakes because he has stolen billions before. Monday is not a thief, so he's not familiar with figures. So anybody who wants to talk and continue to talk is nonsense. He's the governor of the state, and he's the governor of the state. He's performing, and he's performing, and he'll continue to perform. And anybody who does not like his face should go to hell and burn to ashes. Period. And thank you.
You know the funny thing about his statements?
He said, and thank you.
Apart from that, Nigerians will believe him. There are millions of people in those states that will believe what this man has just said.
Yep.
Our political IQ is at the point of is retarded now. It's not even low. It's part of we are retards. When it comes to politics, Nigerians are retards generally.
How this is what the APC Edo State Chairman had to say about that. He said that the guy he can't pronounce figures on a paper written in numerical value because he is not a thief. Yeah. And that the people who can do that and pronounce it properly are thieves because they are
thieves. Yeah.
That's the chairman.
That's the state chairman of a party, of a political party, a major political party, the ruling political party. Yes.
This is the kind of response that my friends or my classmates in secondary school, in junior secondary school, used to come up with. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you had some stupid friends in secondary school and they just say some stupid stuff and everybody laughs. This is the kind of things they used to say. And everybody was like, oh, that's so stupid. This is a grown man who leads a whole political party. Oh, God. No, how do you go from here? What do you do? What do you say?
What's the man go do, my brother?
How do you go from here?
Bro, you carry your bags and leave now. It's not hard because trust me, the 8 years of this man is not going to be productive. It clearly shows.
It feels like they put this guy in here as a figurehead because they just need to get things done. I don't want to go. Again, you know what is happening? Free speech is no more free speech in Nigeria. So even we on this pod, I'll give you. I will say, I'll say it as it is. There are some things we can't necessarily say that we should be able to say because it's free speech, and you should hold your government accountable. But to be honest, the things I've been seeing of late, it's not been funny. And I'm speaking to the guys listening. So please bear with us if we really can't go in as we want to go in, because the things we've been seeing of late is enough. They rope everything under cyberbullying now.
If you talk anyhow, see anyhow.
They rope everything under cyberbullying now, and they throw a case on you. And
I didn't enjoy now, so that make I come off first before we begin talk. I use go beg now.
They throw a case on you. Even they throw a case on you, and boom. These guys, even if they're Nigeria, these guys can contact Interpol. It's crazy now, bro.
It's crazy. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more responsibility. They have no responsibility with the power they wield now. Yeah. No responsibility.
No respect anymore for the constitution. Nothing. It's just nothing. It's just bullying. Yeah.
You understand? No rule of law. Nothing. It's straight up bullying. You don't like us to talk about us too much. We bully you.
That's it.
We just bully you straight up. That's what we'll be doing now. We just bully you. Look at what this guy said. So first of all, man, I feel so bad for the people of Edo State. I feel so bad for them. Because you guys are in for it.
I think for Nigerians, basically, because at the end of the day, it's like you said, it's a gradual decline, right? So because we've seen in those states, it will come to my state in Delta State. It will say, it's the norm now. Do you get? So Edo States having this problem today is a problem for the whole country because this is the standard. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's a landmark.
It's a standard now.
Yeah.
If it happens in Edo States, why can't it happen in Delta? Why can't it happen in Abia or Enugu or Anambra? Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not just for Edo State. Like it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for the whole country, to be very honest. You know,
it's across board.
It's across
board. Speaking about governors, quick one. Let's just do even a round of everybody that was praising this. What's his name? Abia State Governor.
Abia.
I'm sorry.
Who's that?
See, what's his name? Alex Oti.
Oh, okay. Well, Alex O.
You know, we've said it already. See, to me, like the northern governors, most of them, they are just. I think those ones are just clueless. Like I don't even want to hold those ones, you know, to accountable. Like I have no belief system, nothing for them. You know, let them just go.
Those ones don't send you.
You see, after those ones, see the Southeast governors, I disgrace. Before we move into Southeast governors, I disgrace. Southwest, you can do whatever, right? Like, of course, they are bad, but they are the most criticized because there's a lot of media presence in those states, and they cover them more. Yeah, and even to be honest, like, you know, you have more. I think you have like more people from that place, educated people in that place. So like they try to hold people accountable there as much as they can. But you see, these Southeast governors, these guys get away with anything and everything. And I think my disdain for them started when I visited Abia State and I saw this the state of the states in such deplorable manner, right? The best hotel we could pick was a shit hotel, and that was the best hotel. The roads are bad, things are bad. My biggest issue I had with them, right, is the sit at home on Monday.
No, that's
and remember, I remember I would just randomly call Steve and say, Steve, try to explain to me how you are the governor of a state.
Executive
you are the governor of a state, yes.
Executive governor.
And your most important day of the state, which is Monday, which should drive the economy, right?
Yes.
People sit at home and you can't control things. Like, how does that work?
This is a governor. These are governors that collect security and funds.
But they also claim that they're not in charge, as the governors, they're not in charge of security agencies in the states. That's what they will tell you. And for real, they're not.
So you're trying to tell me that in the governors forum, those governors, Southeast governors, didn't come together, go to the federal government to lay a claim to say your country is being taken over.
Bro, I've told you, I don't understand the full context of like some terrorism acts in Nigeria. I don't understand it. How these people are so embodied, how they have like the power and the opportunities to keep doing what they do. The reason,
my working theory is that these guys they're all in bed.
That's the thing. Do you get one of the main reason why the sit at home in the East has been successful is because of fear. Because even when the police tells you to come out and nothing will happen, you don't believe them because you know something will happen. Yeah, that's just the problem. So it's just lack of security, enforcing security in all the states in the East. And the governors will tell you that they don't have powers, they don't rule over.
Because I'm
the security
trying
agency.
to figure out how many people are enforcing a sit at home in a state. Are there 1,000 people?
Bro, that's the thing. The thing that's what I don't understand. Like how many people are so powerful that our security agencies cannot contain them? It's so mind-boggling. Like I don't understand.
Quick one, please. Can anybody confirm and see if you can help us confirm maybe for the next episode? I want to know if, as they have arrested Simon Ekpa, right?
If it's still going on, right?
Yeah, if the sit at home is still going on.
Okay, it has in the last 1 year though. There's been it has reduced a lot. Like there's not been much sit at home again. That's not some few places in Anambra and stuff. Just pockets of.
It's just affecting business. I was working for pockets of sit at home. I was working with a financial.
I remember financial institution. I remember,
right?
Yeah,
and. The guys who were the agents who were distributing the POS or going to sell the POS tell us as Monday. So every Monday, while we're having like stand up and they are explaining to us what they need to do, their own days, everybody in the Southeast, their own days start from Tuesday.
Is Monday Sabbath? Mondays are Sabbath.
And the thing used to really drive me crazy because Monday was high energy, high impact, and the thing was affecting the call. So at some
Everything,
point, you have to
yes.
now take their
Me
call
today.
separate because
Yeah,
it's not matching
sure.
the energy of the other guys in the
Yeah,
in the other
in the
regions.
institution. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, speaking
It
about
makes-
governors, Abia State has announced that Enyimba Hotel project, there's an Enyimba Hotel project agreement that will be signed this week between the Abia State government and Radisson Blu in Lisbon. Enyimba State will be upgraded to 255 rooms, a 255 room hotel with a convention center and a leisure park. Abia will be represented by the State Attorney General and DG of the GADA. Please tell me why Abia State needs
It's doing a hotel.
a hotel right
A
now.
state empowered
A
hotel,
state funded hotel. Yeah.
Osagie,
Please
you know
tell me
what?
why. I'm trying to also understand who is going to pay, like who is going to pay for these rooms. The citizens of the state can't afford to pay for a night in the room. I say in the night in the room. Like they can't afford to pay for one night in your
Bro.
hotel. So who is he building the hotel for? Who is the state
Ne-
building this hotel for?
Nigerian governors are the champions of building projects that does not affect the livelihood of the citizens living in that state. Roads they won't do, but they want to build they want to build airports. Hospitals they won't fund, but they want to build airports. Now, what is the purpose of this event center, this hotel, to the IGR of the state?
I've not read the story.
Yet another convention center. What is happening in Abia State that needs a new convention center?
That was to convene there.
The only arguments.
What are you going to convene? What are you going to convene in that place and do?
The only argument I will listen to is maybe it's a revenue generating project. But how much are you going to generate with a hotel in Abia State?
Steve,
it's just troubling. And
Steve,
this is Abia State. That's the. Excuse me. Let me make this point.
Yeah.
This is the Abia State. That's like the. How do I put it? It's like the China of Nigeria, right? Right.
Yeah.
Like Abia. That's what Aba is, right? They're known for production. Why can't you look for something and tie into the strength of the state? Right? Maybe a huge production company, a manufacturing company, like a huge manufacturing house or something to empower people who make shoes, clothes, fashion, stuff like that. Then you just wake up and say this Radisson is Enyimba hotel that you are building. How does it tie into one strength of the
Elephant
state?
Project, what they call them?
How does it tie into the goal? Like, what's the...
Steve, you know what I have to say? When you said about IGR, you want to create revenue for the state. The stadium that they built somewhere in the south that Super Eagles now play.
Has not generated one.
It's not something that they do open gates.
For free every day. Every game.
Those Super Eagles games are open gates.
Yes.
Who go buy? Who will buy?
This
is not Lagos or Abuja. Who won't buy?
People think Nigeria likes sports.
It's not that I don't like sports, but people like their stomach first.
That's the point now. Nigeria is not a sports-loving country. Because we don't have the means and the capacity to love sports. Person when they're hungry go love sports.
It's a shame that there isn't a lot of media scrutiny on a lot of governors.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why a governor will come out and say this is his own project. Hotel. Come on now.
I'll show you. After building it, nobody's going to sit down and give us a report in the next 10 years. Or in the
255 rooms.
In the 10 years that this hotel has existed, this is how much you've made. This is the impact on the state. This is nothing. Nobody will give us any sort of reports. We just build and move on. No data, nothing.
And guess what?
No measurement. You just go, no measurement. We don't measure, you don't analyze, nothing.
And
just
his political cronies 10 years from now say, when he was governor, he built a hotel. That's development. Yeah. That's development.
And you know which party is Alex Otion?
Labour.
And the problem now is his political opponents don't even use this as ammunition to attack him. That's what is even sad.
Because all of them will do the same thing now.
They will do worse.
And this is supposedly one of the best governors, so according to
yes, that everybody was heralding up and down.
Yeah,
I see. Speaking about white elephant projects, Governor Chukwu Soludo of Anambra State has pledged to build an Olympic-sized stadium in the states.
Okay.
The governor has noted his administration recognizes the importance of infrastructure in sports development.
If you want to invest in infrastructure and sports development, you don't need an Olympic-sized stadium.
No,
you need
a
sports.
You need a sports
facility. You need a sports facility in every local government. A standard sports facility.
557 local governments. Build one. It's simple. It's not any. It's not by creating stadium.
It's not Olympic stadium. That money will be enough for you to go and build like a pitch where like everybody in the state can use in terms of sports, like sprinting, basketball, football, and stuff like that. There should be a sports center in every local government in Nigeria if you want to develop sports. You don't need an Olympic-sized stadium or whatever to develop sports. That is.
I think governors look at each other and just say they just want to do dick measuring contest. Oh, this one won't be stadium. Me, I'll now build Olympic-sized stadium.
They are doing everything but improving the lives of the people in the states.
Yeah.
Bro, you want to build an Olympic-sized stadium because you think he says that, sports is not just about football, and the state government is investing hugely in the sports infrastructure because they recognize the benefits of sports and contributions of Anambra indigenous in sports, right? Once you build all these things, the people, don't you need people to use these facilities? People will never chop.
People that can afford, people that can't even afford to watch a movie in cinema will not go and watch your Olympic-sized stadium match. Which match will not be?
It's not even a match. It's even I get the point of investing in people, but you first invest in human, in HR, like in the humans before, and you can do it at the same time. But you don't need you need sports centers. Oh gosh, these guys are just
sports centers that are focused on developing sports talent in the nook and cranny of your state. First of all,
man, this is just crazy. These guys,
at least
it's
not airport. It's not airport he wants to build. That only him and his private jet to be there.
It's just crazy. Okay, speaking about Abia State, we talked about I think everybody's just trying to outdo themselves because Governor Oti of Abia State has also flagged off or announced the flag off of Abia Airport, the Abia Airport project last week. He says it is a new step forward for Abia State. So not only has he announced that they are putting in 10 billion naira to build a film village, or partnering with Radisson Blu to build a 255 room hotel. He's also doing what? He's also building an airport. Do we have an airport in Abia? We don't have an airport in Abia State right now, do we? Because I remember when I went, they had to go to Port Harcourt and ride to Abia State.
I don't think so.
But he's building an airport. The last person that built an airport in Ebonyi,
I think that
what
airport,
we saw, the last person that built an airport in Ebonyi, what we saw was a church using the hall for his church service.
Because that's at the end of the day, that's the most profitable business.
But I think for this Abia State one, he also came out to clarify to say that it was his federal project that he was just supporting. We runway upgrade. Do you get? That's what he said. So the Abia Airport is FG project support. Is FG project state supporting with runway upgrade. OT. So let's hope they're not spending not using state money to build an airport.
Then who was the other one? There's a guy called Michael Bernard on Twitter. He was tackling another governor. Which state was that? Also from the southeast as well.
There was another governor too.
That they were going to fund. They had signed a contract with the company in Austria that they were going to build a project, and then the guy went.
The guy now went
to look for the company in Austria and found out that everything is just bogus, and they were just going to steal money. And he called them out, and the guy, the response was from the PR or the executive assistant to the governor was that we know people like you, we know what you want to do, but God will not make you succeed.
It's the quality of the special assistants that even baffle me. You wake up in the morning and you see a special assistant on Linda Ikeji, not for political policies or anything. No. He's talking about marriage or polygamy.
Yeah, special
assistant to the governor. We'll be talking about
because
Chioma. How now?
Yeah, because the people you have to that can do this job, they have to be total idiots.
Oh yeah, true.
That's the thing. Yeah,
Clinical idiots, clinically approved idiots.
Ah man, Niger, which way? Interesting stuff going on. Interesting stuff going on. Speaking about Niger, Kemi Badenoch has this. Steve says she has disowned Nigeria. Well, actually, that's the Vanguard's headline. Why Kemi Badenoch disowned Nigeria and took Yoruba heritage. So, in an interview, recent interview, the leader of the UK's Conservative Party shared her views on her identity, emphasizing her strong connection to her Yoruba heritage and disconnection with Nigeria as an entity. She had an interview with The Spectator. She stated that she identifies more with her Yoruba ethnicity than with Nigeria as a whole, asserting that her roots lie within this specific cultural heritage. Says, I find it interesting that everybody defines me as being Nigerian. I identify less with the country than with the specific ethnicity Yoruba. She elaborates that she does not feel a connection to the northern Nigeria, describing the region as a hub for extremism and insurgent group Boko Haram. I have nothing in common with the people from the north of the country, the Boko Haram, where Islamism is, right? She also reflected on the significance of her surname, revealing how it shaped her sense of purpose. Somebody once told me when I was very young that my surname was a name for people who were warriors. They protected the crown, and that's what I see myself doing. Now, of course, this has sparked a lot of outrage, yada yada yada. What are your thoughts on this?
One is that this woman should just go and rest. Why is she giving interview? I'm tired of seeing her content online. She is actually irritating as a person to me. But she's saying she's identified.
Why is she irritating?
Because I don't just fuck with her politics or whatever stance she makes, right? But she's saying she identifies more as a Yoruba person than a Nigerian. It's normal. There are people we saw what happened in the election now, the last election in Lagos, and there are people like that in Nigeria. And to be fair, Nigeria is not an ideal that anybody wants to, that any same person readily want to say, I'm part of this idea and I want to be part, and I believe in it 100%. All of us here are struggling with the idea of being Nigerian because this country has never given us anything to be proud of. It has not even given us anything to even help us at the end of the day. So if she says she doesn't believe in Nigeria, it's fine. The part where she's speaking on the North, I don't know why she's speaking only on the North because there's insecurity everywhere in Nigeria now. But maybe that's how she was raised anyway. But I'm not surprised. She's a divisive person. She believes in divisive politics. So that's our opinion. Shout out to her.
That makes sense.
I hope she's done, and I pray she never becomes Prime Minister of Britain.
Why?
Wow. Your fellow Yoruba.
I don't know. I don't identify with her. No, there are plenty Yoruba. I don't identify with her on Yoruba. I do not identify. She's part of the Yoruba Ponu gang. I don't identify with that system at all.
I understand. Steve, what are your thoughts?
I think the experience is that's the Nigerian experience. That's the Nigerian sentiment. You are not we don't feel what's in Nigeria. Nigeria is not an idea that everybody lives with or lives by.
Geographical location.
Yeah, it's just a geographical definition. Right? People are driven more by their tribal attachments than the national. There's nothing national. There's nothing that unites us as a country. And that's not an indictment on any part of the country. It's just that we're not one, and it's not. That's it's a fact, But I find it interesting that the VP, the Vice President of Nigeria, found time to just to respond to her. Do you get? Claiming that if she's not happy with Nigeria, she should remove the Kemi from her name. That's what Shetima said. And
that was the initial comment for this comment, right?
This one. Yes. She also responded to the Vice President and said, I'm not a PRO. I'm not here to launder the image of Nigeria. I'm going to talk about my experience. And from what she has said, from our utterances, she's like, she has had a lot of bad experiences in Nigeria. She talked about, police stealing her brother's shoes and wristwatch.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah.
So yeah, man. I think that's just the normal Nigerian sentiment. I think the reason why this has generated a lot of backlash is because of our anti-Nigerian stance that she's always taking, right from when she just emerged in politics, in the UK politics. She has always talked about bad about Nigeria. You call it chaotic and something, lawless, something like that, right? Why is the semblance of the truth? She says it in such a degenerate, like in such a how do I put it? In such a manner that doesn't, like, it doesn't, you just, you can
denigrating manner.
Denigrating manner. You can feel the hate in her heart, so I hope she heals. That's all.
I agree with you, Steve. Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. What she's saying is actually the truth.
Yeah, it's true.
And so here's how it is, right? I think when a Nigerian emerges on the global scene, right? Nigerians back home are very quick to, to run towards them, to claim them, so to say. Like, it happens all the time, whether it's in sports, it's in politics, it's in music, whatever, right? But what Nigerians are seeing with Kemi is that she basically just kicked them away. And Nigerians don't like that. Nigerians hate it when they run towards you, a Nigerian on the global stage, to embrace you, and then you push them away. And I think for that period, especially when she emerged as the leader of the Conservative Party, Nigerians were struggling with that. But with this, her new claim now, I've seen a number of people who reside or come from the Southwest region embrace her, because she's sort of identified with, her roots.
Some people are supporting her now, yeah.
True.
I think her recent comment was in response to Shettima, basically, because there have also been rumors that, the VP is also a terrorist apologist or something. Those rumors have existed as well. And I think that was kind of a swipe to him as well, again. But again, she's told the truth, Boko Haram and other terrorist organizations live and thrive well in Nigeria. But in general,
they collect tax too.
Yeah, but in general, it doesn't. Her comments don't help. It just puts Nigeria's bad name and image on the global stage again. And the second thing she talked about, which is her experience in Nigeria, she mentioned the Nigerian police force, particularly. She's spot on. You can't
deny that one. Yeah, I can't even support the Nigerian police ever.
You can't deny it. Let me play the interview she had recently, speaking about the Nigerian police force.
Use them to try and destroy us.
Do you trust the British police?
I do. But remember, my experience with the police in Nigeria was very negative. And coming to the UK, my first experience with the police was very positive. The police in Nigeria would rob us. So when people say, "Oh, I had this bad experience with the police because I'm black and they're white," I was like, "Well, I remember the police stole my brother's shoes and his watch."
His shoes?
Yeah, they took his shoes and his watch. It's a very poor country, so people do all sorts of things, and giving people a gun is just a license to intimidate. But that's not the bar we should use for British police. Obviously, it should be much higher. But my experience was so positive. When I was burgled, for example, the police were there, very helpful. They eventually caught the person. This is 2004, so 20 years ago. The police did catch criminals, and now we've given them too much to do, in my view. So the police are the first line of defense for everything, and I think that burden makes it a lot harder for them to actually do the basics, and that's another thing that we need to look at.
You know what's funny? You know what's interesting? People have quoted one of these videos. I think it's the one jobless boy put out, and they've started to tell their own stories to prove what she's saying is actually true. In fact, they're even saying, "Oh, they stole your brother's shoes and wristwatch. That's light work. Let me tell you what they did to me." And then we've seen like different stories. Fam, I don't know if you guys read this thread, but the stories I've seen are shocking.
Stories.
Yeah.
There's this one archiving. Shout out to archiving, right? They put out this one, and this story is from 2006. Policemen burgle their own station, steal cash.
Jesus.
That's a film. That should be a film.
Jesus.
That should be a film
Like,
right there.
you understand? They boggled their own station. It's on the front cover of PM News in 2006. Someone said the police got in my car, drank my alcohol while telling me how they like to enjoy themselves too, and still extorted us for a subsequent amount.
Mm-hmm.
There are different stories like that. If you go to the One Jobless Boy tweet and just look at the quotes, different stories. People are just putting, writing their own stories and their own experiences. Myself, right, as a young journalist in 2012, 2013, I can't even remember, right? As a young journalist, I was working on it. I was with my laptop on my way to work to sleep at work, right? I left my house in the evening on my way to work, sleep at work. So I'll walk overnight, then in the morning, freshen up and continue work. I was picked up by the police.
Mm-hmm.
They put me in their vehicle. That time they were still using the bus. The black bus, right?
Yeah, that black bus, yeah.
Volkswagen, the thing that popularly known as a Farragon. They put me in the bus in that Allen roundabout axis, right? Very close to Peckers. And I spent, and they asked me, who are you? Blah, blah, yeah. I said, no, I'm a journalist. This is what I'm doing. I was in the bus for hours because they picked up other people.
Yeah, they do.
As well. And they kept picking people and until we filled and they extorted everybody. Until I was able to show them, look at my, they put me there hours. I was there and they were riding around the whole place. They went everywhere. How do you have a positive experience? How do you then, how do you try to say good things about the police after that experience?
You can't.
And they're like, oh, you know what? That's one bad egg, right? Not all police. Hashtag not all police. And then the next day you have another experience. And I almost got shot just riding from Ilorin back to Lagos with my friend who has his driver's license, had everything. And these three policemen stopped us. They were assaulting my friend. And the other one was so drunk, he was chasing me in the bush with his gun. And he could have shot me.
Yep.
And when we're done with all of that, they called us out and they emotionally manipulated us. And then they still extorted us.
Yep.
That's crazy.
2007. I'm telling you, there were three policemen. One was Yoruba, one was Igbo, one was Hausa. Interestingly.
I love it.
We had two girls that the guy was driving a Volkswagen. What they call it? What do they call that Volkswagen? Remember that one that was raining that time?
The new one, right?
No, the Golf 4. That's what he was riding. Yeah, it was lemon color. And the guy just told me, hey man, I'm heading back to Lagos. He stayed in my area in Lagos. He stayed in Abeson Estate. So I was like, yeah, I'll roll with you. And then we were going and then they stopped us. And then they did all of that. Then the boss now called us and now started emotionally manipulating us that he hates the Southwest, that he's an Igbo man, all the soup here is just pepe. And I'm in my head, I'm like, why is this guy telling me all of... And then he extorted us.
Jesus
also,
Christ.
as a representative of the federal government, you shouldn't be spewing
rhetoric.
Yeah. That's grounds for being sacked. But we're Nigeria.
Yeah, we're Nigeria.
I'm not surprised.
I've been assaulted by police going home because the police turned the whole bus upside down and everybody was trying to caution him and he used the butt of his gun to hit my face.
Can you imagine?
Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you know how many times I told you the experience of my Baba Mutu, right? He got arrested because someone came and because they suspected he was a thief and he tried to explain, they didn't, and they picked him up and he was there for weeks.
That's crazy.
These are my own story. If you go to this thread, I've read people have been raped, people have been assaulted, people have been extorted. So many things have happened. We saw the video of the lady who, the other policewoman who recorded the police officer, a colleague, raping somebody that in the station, right? And apparently that one and the husband, who is also a police officer, were blackmailing the police officer who had done the rape. All criminals.
You know the greatest scam ever, right? Not the greatest scam, but that NSAS thing didn't really do anything.
It did, yeah.
It didn't do anything. When a country where a popular police figure, I don't want to mention his name, went on his IG and threatened a known artist this December, say once, he threatened him, and nothing is happening. right? The Nigerian police is still as bad or even as worse as it was before October 2020. Nothing has changed. What we have now are the PROs are now coming out to not say, oh, sorry, this happened, let's talk about it and everything. But these things are happening. People are still being killed. People are still being jailed unlawfully. People are still being extorted. Every night when I go out, I get stopped by policemen. I don't know how checkpoints have reduced crime in this country. There's no data, there's no statistics to prove that checkpoints actually stop crime. And the way they even address me, and that's why I didn't have time for them. When they stop the car, I just bring out my press ID. But still, some will still be intense. They just want to show power that they want to just set you. And they let you. And I'm like, bro, this is not it. Every night you see young men and young women being bundled into buses. Why? Because they're driving a flashy car.
You know the painful part?
Yeah.
They know where the thieves thrive.
Bro.
They know where the armed robbers thrive. But it's not like you're being a random guy, you're being Batman in the night, and I'm just looking for people to arrest. No, you know where they are. You don't go there. And then you go to the innocent people that have nothing to do with crime, and then you harass them.
And
I'm reading one now. Someone said something. Said someone died inside an Uber in this Lagos, and the Uber driver drove to the nearest station to report. Lagos police stole his watch and other valuables before the family arrives. Imagine stealing from a young man that died in an Uber after suffering a cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The Lagos police. But guess what? One idiot PR will come out on Monday now and I say that we should watch our, because it's 30 December, we should watch our tone, the way we speak to police officers on the road. That is what they are just concerned about.
Crazy people. Idiots.
So
her comments are right. You can't fault her on that. It's true.
When it comes to police, I don't even see, even if it is the head of the KKK that speaks about Nigerian police, I'm there. I will be there.
You can't hate the Nigerian police more than me. It's impossible.
No, you have special.
It's impossible.
You have special episodes.
You can't hate Nigerian police more than me. The most despicable people in the world, like in Nigeria, right? Our police people, like our policemen, that like very wicked, So you can't hate them more than me. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm. And like she said, right? You give people a license to carry a firearm. People who are impoverished, because don't get it twisted. The Nigerian police is more impoverished it's just as impoverished as every other person. They just have a license to a firearm. What do you think they're going to do with apart from the license? And they have the power. What do you think they are going to do with it?
They're going to use to bully you and intimidate you.
They're going to use it to extort you for financial gain.
But guess
Especially
what?
as they don't have any motivation in terms of.
But guess what?
They have like a lot of motivation in terms of.
I need to be stable before I can fight crime.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Well, guess
and I will use what I have to find financial stability before I
go and solve the crime. Yeah.
And that's why when young Nigerians were protesting on their behalf that increase the salaries of these people, the idiots were still vexing.
It's incredible.
I'm reading this story now. I don't know how true this story is, but this story is crazy and scary. A Twitter user called Iruefi NG put this post out. Says a lady made a comment on the police PRO's post and he went after her. Yes, the supposed image maker of the police was criticized and he couldn't take the criticism. So like a child throwing a tantrum over not getting their favorite cereal or preferred flavor of ice lolly, he went berserk and unleashed his terrorists disguising as policemen to go after the lady. It gets crazy and scary. To get the lady, they decided to track a man they suspected of being her boyfriend. Their only lead was his interaction with her posts. The plan was to abduct the man, then force her to show up, just the way the kidnappers and terrorists operate. It gets crazier and scarier. They jumped in their rickety van and stormed the guy's home, but he wasn't around. Guess what they did next? They arrested his mother. They took the mother and then called him to come to the station to bail her, who was detained without any charge of offense. Upon his arrival, he was bundled and thrown into the cell as well. He was then threatened to lead them to the lady in question. The problem was that he has never met the lady in his life. He only knew her on Facebook and frequently engaged her posts. but he didn't know who she was in real life. So they continued with their investigation, which led them to the lady's brother. They tracked him down and abducted him, after which they put a call across to her to either show up or allow the brother to suffer a terrible fate. She then went to the station and was bundled and put in a cell, after which they then released her brother, her alleged lover, and her alleged lover's mother. Prior to this, she had not received a formal invitation for any case whatsoever. So you see, to settle a personal score with someone, 3 people who didn't know anything about the case were assaulted and unlawfully detained. Over one man's tantrum, 4 innocent people had their fundamental rights stripped. There are actual criminals out there causing mayhem, but the police will rather hound innocent people over social media remarks that, if at all should warrant any action, should be done in court via a civil suit. This is crazy. This is another level of crazy.
Gestapo level of police.
Yeah.
Who's this person?
Yeah, that's my problem with that post. They didn't name the person.
This guy also didn't name the person because he doesn't want him to go and kidnap his own mother.
It's true.
Yeah,
to be honest, you have to be careful. Yeah.
Yeah, and this habit of always arresting the king of somebody that is a suspect, I don't get it.
Bro,
it's only in Nigeria that you see this. Oh, this person is suspected of doing this. Oh, yeah, arrest his brother or arrest his
I actually think the people who were picked up, I actually think they should sue.
Yeah, you were in Nigeria.
Yeah, no, I actually think they should sue. I think people sue the police now.
Yeah, and
I actually think they should. Yeah. Do you think they shouldn't sue?
My brother, it's Nigeria. Let's move on, Harry. They're lucky they're even alive, bro.
If it was me, I'll sue.
Nobody killed them and accused them of being armed robbers or something like that. Like,
God, I just remember the one in school. We're living beside one guy, and I think we're noisy as hell. This well-to-do man called the police to pick us up one Saturday morning randomly. That day was so, bro, this is when I knew the Nigerian police force had just worked for hire. These guys came on Saturday, they picked us up, right? The guy just wanted to, I think we're just like, we're students now, year 1, just being noisy all over the place on the streets, right? And this guy just wanted to teach us a lesson. The guy picked us up. The police came Saturday morning, randomly, picked all of us up, searched the house, didn't see any paraphernalia, right? Then took us to the police station. We're at the police station. We are trying to communicate to the police officers that, what have we done? Can we have a conversation? What is going on? Can we call? The DPO is just in passing, hears us being a bit noisy, looks at us and says, if una not keep quiet there, I go put court case on top of all of una now. Everybody just kept quiet.
Men are not keep quiet now. Men after they do free Mandela now. Mm-hmm.
Because they just flip the statement and say they are suspected cultists. That's another conversation entirely. And we all just kept quiet. Luckily, we're able to get out. We're able to, and of course, we build ourselves.
Yeah, you will.
With money, student loan, everything, we build ourselves.
But yet, bail is free. Police is your friend.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I actually don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Just be careful.
But how careful can you be? This make you just, all these people that are telling these stories, they were careful going out.
Yeah, it's true. They're on their own judge now.
And people then protested about police brutality. What did you do? You shot the messengers at the toll gates.
Yeah. Shot
the messengers at the toll gates.
And denied that you got them shots.
You shot the messengers at the toll gates.
Tell somebody to tell anybody to tell every person to tell everybody. Them carry man and go for ballet house. Hey! I no go, I no think twice. I no care, I no face fight. I no be the one who hearing these guys. Hey! They know they think right. Tell everybody to tell everybody to tell everybody to tell everybody. Tell somebody to tell anybody to tell every person to tell everybody. Hey. I buy the house. I no think twice. I buy the house. I no think twice.
The hands on the clock is a quarter past infinity. God's was forever, the music is God's vicinity. All work for better, but as long as I decreeing this, your ears will be blessed as you listen with cross and discipline. Non-fiction, real life, not written with ink type. No genre, this is whatever the fuck I feel like. For watch about the witness, this is a VIP invite. For all the mistakes man makes, I'm feeling this with insight. 100% love for my imaginary haters, still trying to find the source of the licks of Honduras papers. Journalistic poetry out of space, it's a cold place. Hell on earth, Nigeria stays burning as it rotates. Trying to speak on behalf of my people, hoping the host wait. No wait, the bastards shut the messengers at the toll gate. Where do you find soulless fashion statements with no taste? Price tag on my life, but my soul ain't for the showcase. Lactose intolerant, but I'm a serial kind of guy. NASCO for terrorism, no justice for the blind or freedom for the woke. I'm on DJ Corpus kind of time. Son of God, son of John, my inheritance to shine. It's heavy on my mind, circumstances behind my birth. Placed in the country that greatly stifles the best and slowly kills off the rest. My only feeling of regret is looking at my passport and I'm thinking of self-defense. The Yahoo boys dealings and the ritual killings, fake miracles and healings, such a mutual feeling. The hands.
That's how I feel about Nigeria, man. It's hard to squeeze positivity out of Nigeria right now. What's one positive? What's one thing that makes us happy as Nigerians?
Sex.
When you
That's it. 200 million people it's not by magic now.
Scroll. I've been
yes.
seeing those tweets. Those tweets have been crazy. Steve, have you been seeing those tweets? I and I were talking about it a while ago.
Which one?
People are like, they've been writing it as OS. OS no go give you wahala.
Okay,
blah, blah, blah. You know, the whole premise is that Oscro is Olosho or
okay.
Right? That person won't give you stress. You know, they'll just come. They'll, no fine dining. You must buy me this. There's no buy me dress because you want to take me on the dates. Or so the one that was funny was Oscro no go write I apostrophe M. Oscro go write I'm coming. I'm coming. There's your Oscro right. It was so it was hilarious. Like it's a whole trend and all
makes
that.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I'm just saying because I said the only thing that makes you happy in Nigeria is sex.
It's sex.
I saw the population projections, right? So I don't know if you guys follow this account on Twitter, Civics Explorer. It does a lot about maps, population growth, etc. Yeah, very nice account. They put out the population projections from the UN Population Division. 2022 actually, the population projections, and Nigeria is projected to go from 200 million plus to 359 by 2050, and then by 2100 Nigeria is projected to have 478 million people. We will just be behind India, China, and Pakistan.
And Pakistan will be the fourth highest, first most populous country in the world.
And the most populous black, and the most populous black nation in the world.
Already the most populous black nation in the world.
We are already.
My bad. Yeah, but that's so as Europe is falling, right? In fact, the EU is projected to go from 451 now to 348 in 200. That is the year 200. But Nigeria's population growth is crazy. And I ask you a question: what are the factors contributing to our projected population growth?
One, lack of family planning. Lack of family planning. Lack of family planning. I know the IBB administration was heavy on it during the late 80s to early 90s.
Even yes.
So the whole KSA Oyenka Wenu song was actually a family planning strategy, so that Nigerians won't have give birth and everything. But you know that Nigerians we don't follow up. There's no continuity in this country. So reproductive health was big in the 80s and early 90s. Then I guess when Abacha came, everybody just said, fuck it, And now you see a couple,
we are paying for it.
The wife is 35 years old. She already has 4 kids. And this is a middle-income family that is basically struggling at the end of the day. And it keeps happening. It's even worse in lower income areas. And we don't have a proper family planning documents in this country and follow up with that strategy. Advising couples in Nigeria, please do not give birth to 2 or 3 more children, and give them logical reasons. Oh, we need to properly plan for the education, health of these people, security and all that. We can't do that now. And my fear is that even if we do that now, religious organizations will not tell you, you cannot place a limit on the number of children a couple can have. You know, our belief here in Nigeria is that children are a blessing from God. So, you know, also abortion is another reason. Abortion is not legalized in this country. You know, so you have the child like that. And that's another child to feed in this country. And our population is too alarming. For a country that has huge unemployment rates, kids out of school is alarming. The amount of violence in this country, insecurity. It's not people that are going to job that are part of the insecurity now. It's people who are jobless. You know, I was watching a video on TikTok. They were having a street party in Agege. And I saw a lot of northern guys. Don't let me do northerners. They're northerners. And while they were dancing, these guys brought out cutlass, and were waving it in the air. They were obviously high because you could see from their tongues. Their tongues were purple, yellow, and everything. And they were waving. These cutlass were brand new, sharp. And the DJ was playing and they just waving it in the air like this. Waving it and swinging it in the air. And bro, that is Agege here. Agege is not like 3 hours away from Ikeja, the state capital. Agege is like 20 minutes away from the state capital. And we have that here. This population that we can't take care of in this country, the explosion is good. The wildlife is going to come and hit us very soon. Look at the whole COVID period when 1 million boys were entering people's streets and homes, fucking up people. You know, the police ran away for 3 days. It was boys that had to do vigilante in their own streets at the end of the day. So, and the rise of commercial sex workers in this country, there's a reason why it's rising. If you as a young lady at home, your parents can't fend for you, you can't go to school, what do you do next? Stand on the road now. Right? And they congregate at places where they know that there's a huge display of wealth. So they go to malls, they go to beaches, they go to restaurants, they go to lounges. That is what is happening. But unfortunately, we are not trying to curtail it. We are trying to look for how to do census and how to build airports in places that don't matter.
Yeah. This population growth also, I don't know if there's anything medically that connects, like, that explains why Nigerians are so fertile.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, you know, really. Population has to be checked in this country seriously. And it has to be in conjunction with religious organizations, or else it won't work. It's not going to work at all. It's not going to work.
Someone says birth rate is still average at 4.1 births per woman, most significantly from the northeast, with birth rate as high as 6.4 births per woman. The neglect of the girl child education is a major factor. If girls leave secondary school at an average age of 18, we will see a significant change. You know, if you start to zone in some of these things, right? Because there are things you just need to fine tune that will then affect the macro, right? First of all, poverty is a big thing. Poverty is a big thing, right? When you don't have money, you don't have work, you don't have anything to do. Your entertainment is knacks.
Yeah.
You know, so that's like a big thing. But to be honest, it's a problem because you don't have the resources. We have the landmass, but we don't have the resources. Right? And the landmass is not developed.
It's not developed.
It's not like the landmass is developed. It's huge in size, like geographically, right? But
underdeveloped. Look at
how big the US is. Right? You see how big the US is.
That's a continent.
The US, they are currently at 345 million, but you can see how big, like the state of Texas is as big as Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know, so and Nigeria is at 233 million already. Well, let's say 200 million, wherever you want to put it, and look at the size. So it's a resource problem. You're going to have so many people, and it's not like China or India where things are working, where the informal sector is working, where you,
yeah. No, please go on. You mentioned China, like where they planned for it. They saw that they were experiencing population growth and actually started planning for it. I remember one time in Agric, they brought up they took on the technology of growing crops on top of buildings.
Yeah.
Do you guess? Because they didn't have enough lands to farm, right? And that actually helped them to maintain food production, food distribution, and all that. Like, so they had a problem, they had the population growth, and they planned for it, which is exactly opposite of what we're going to get in Nigeria. We're having the population growth, but we all know we're not going to come up with any technology, any solution for it, and that's what makes it scary.
So what I hear you saying is that while you should be planning to reduce that number or reduce the expected population growth number, you should also be planning for the expected growth anyways.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. There's going to be an expected growth anyway. So what we should be doing is what we should be doing is planning to reduce it, to make sure to reduce the growth. The growth is going to happen. We just have to look for a way to reduce it and also plan for the growth. Those are two things. Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to do that though, because it's a resources problem. We're talking about resources, water, things as basic as water. You understand? Water, food, and then things like, how do you even increase the number of security officials, like police, etc., right? Because these things come into place. Housing as well is going to be an issue, right? Where are the most active economic states? Lagos. Everybody's going to rush down to Lagos. I don't know how Lagos is even trying to solve its population problem, because there's a big population problem in Lagos, right?
It can't solve it. It can't solve it. Lagos can't solve its population problem until other states start becoming responsible. Until the federal government starts telling states, you guys have to put your shit together. Because imagine if you reconstruct Lagos now, say, you make Lagos better, more people are going to troop in now. That's the end of it.
How do you think they can? I think Lagos can solve it easily. Well, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It could have been easy.
You need an outlet.
I think it would have been easy if we had proper documentation of people. The problem is you don't have proper documentation of people. If you have proper documentation of people, you increase the taxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually believe that.
That will even discourage people from coming too.
Yeah. If you look at all the cities in the world, they are very expensive for a reason. They are trying to hold back people from coming. But if your state is not doing anything for you, you can't find a job in your state or even in your village. You'll be forced to go and live under the bridge in Lagos.
This is a very big. I don't even know how to think about the problem. It's a very big one. It's a very big problem. Anyways, let's keep it moving. There's a story on Pastor Toby Adigboyega. If you don't know who he is, he's the very flashy pastor, UK-based pastor. You must have seen him in a couple of videos, either showing off his cars or his jewelry. I haven't actually watched videos of him preaching before, and I'm sure they exist, but the kind of videos that go viral of this very popular pastor is him hosting a celebrity or hosting a party or showing off his new Louis Vuitton. I remember one day Steve pissed everybody. I mean, he pissed me off in the group when he actually put a picture of this man and said, "This man knows how to dress."
I say this man, they wear pieces. Go and look at the comments. I was talking about his putting together of like designer clothing. That's what I was talking about, like Balenciaga and the Vuitton and stuff like that.
And my brother is tacky as fuck. Guy dresses.
That can also
so
be true.
loud. Okay, yeah. I mean, loud dressing is a thing.
Is a type.
It's a thing in fashion. It's a thing in fashion.
It's a thing in fashion. Yeah. So I'm like, he does it well. That's what I was saying. I didn't say I would love to dress like that. That's not like I don't see him and say, I want to put on something like that. No.
Okay, so it's called loud. Let me see if there's actually something called. It's an agency. I thought there was a concept called loud fashion. Anyways, so he's dismissed claims that he's about to be deported from his current base in the UK. So I think the BBC did a report on him recently saying that he has overstayed his time in the UK, doesn't have the relevant required papers to stay there. Came in UK around in the mid 2000s, I believe, and then overstayed his visa, and then went on to become who he is. He started off a whole church. It's called Spark Nation. He's empowered. I think the whole concept was empowering young people to not join gangs or to leave gangs, and then join like fellowships, worship God, etc, etc. Right. So like that has been the main part of his whole church stroke organization. Is how do we get people off the streets? And if he's genuinely doing that, I'm a big fan of that anyways. If you're getting people off the streets to not join gangs, I'm okay with that.
Young men,
empowerment and all that.
Yeah.
But with doing that, he's also brought a lot of fame and attention to him, partly due to his ostentatious lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's also been alleged that he has been misappropriating funds from his organization, where people have donated and raised money for these kind of activities. I think he's also brought attention to himself when he hosts his big parties. He's also associated with a lot of celebs. He's loud fashion that Steve is a fan of, etc, etc. Anyways, he has been, I think the court has now,
I think the case is still in court, according to him.
Oh, it's still in court, right? But
he denied the deportation order, the report of deportation order. He said the case is still in court. So that's what he said. Yeah.
So it was recently announced or reported that he lost his battle against deportation from the UK over an alleged 1.87 million pound fraud.
Yeah.
Right? This is where it all started. There's a 1.87 million pound fraud, and says that the allegations leveled against him are baseless and should be dismissed. Right? In December, an investigation by the UK Charity Commission found serious misconduct and or mismanagement in the administration of the church. Punch had earlier reported that an immigration tribunal ruled that Adegboyega should be deported to Nigeria after investigations exposed the misuse of his funds by the church. Now, in an interview with the BBC, the founder of the Spark Nation Church dismissed the allegations, saying that the fraud allegations against him came from disgruntled members of the church. It is false. They have been on this thing for the past 4 years. If you have 1,000 people in a place, are you telling me 30 people will not be disgruntled? How on earth do you run an organization without disgruntled people? I think this guy and the Edo State APC chairman. Yeah, I think they would be best of buddies.
They'll be besties, BFFs.
So he says that the deportation order is an ongoing issue. There is no deportation order. Let me be clear. He has stated that he has decided his fate in the hands of the judges, stressing that his church has helped get hundreds of knives off the street and has tackled gun violence in the UK. We believe in practical approach to help a community, young people coming out of low social economic background, taking them out of crime. He also addressed criticism over his lavish lifestyle. He says he puts on luxury items to connect to the new generation he's speaking to. He said, I put on what's right and what connects to the generation I'm speaking to so they are not attracted to drug dealers. Yeah. Basically, he said he lost track of time talking about his immigration paperwork.
Yeah.
Came into the country at 25 in 2005 on a visitor's visa, but failed to legalize his stay. He said, I lost track of time. I went to the UK in 2014 with a work visa, by the way.
And you didn't lose track.
I mean, the visa clearly stated when I needed to leave the country.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, it was clearly stated on the visa that by XYZ time, get your ass out of this country because your visa will expire. So I don't know, maybe he needed to put like an alarm, set an alarm or something. But losing track of, or a reminder on your phone, but losing track of time when you're on a visitor's visa,
it's crazy,
to a country is wild.
It's wild. Another thing in that interview that pissed me off was saying that he wasn't handling his affairs, and that's why he lost track of time. That he was just 25 when he came in. He was a child. I'm like, 25 is not a child. Like, you can't give that excuse now. As come on now, you messed up your status. Admit it and move on. And I hate when people don't take responsibility for their actions and just try to like outsmart people. Trying to tell the system that you were 25, you're not the one handling your situation. You're just a child. Now you've grown. And something I wanted to find out is this deportation
before
thing,
you mention that before you go on, I just want to say, I mean, it's a trending thing now. There's a 23-year-old that slept with 100 men, and you know, women are saying that she's barely
just a child.
woman.
Yeah.
She's just a child.
I prefer that cortex. I be lobe as well as developed.
Yeah. So I think, you know, man's just put 2 more years and you're still a child.
True.
Okay, but please go ahead.
I'm just asking. I don't understand this whole story, the story behind his deportation. Is he being deported because of the fraud issue or because of his status?
The fraud issue has led to investigations. And then they found out, because you know how this thing is now, things start unraveling. You find one problem, you pull one thread, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And then everything starts coming apart. It's like Jenga, you take one off and the whole thing starts crumbling. So they start investigating and they find out that, oh, this is what's happening. And to be very honest, these guys also investigate for a very long time. They take their time and then they start building the case and start throwing these things out one by one, and they're very, very, very surgical with it. Let's listen to the young man speaking with Kemi Badenoch of the BBC.
Do you think that you should be allowed to stay in this country, given that you have been here essentially unlawfully for close to 20 years?
Well, the court and all the other processes will decide that.
If you do lose the case and you are removed from the UK,
right,
will you move your organization to Nigeria?
It's impossible. My organization is here, my organization is everywhere, and to move it to anywhere else means leave people to keep killing themselves. So no, we're not going to move the community or the movement. We're just going to establish more and find a way to do what we need to do.
I know you've said multiple times on social media, rightly, that you haven't faced any criminal charges.
Right.
But there have been a number of serious allegations made about your former church, SPAC Nation.
Okay.
In 2024, the Charity Commission did publish their inquiry report,
right,
and they said that there were incidences of serious misconduct and mismanagement when it comes to safeguarding and financial transparency.
Right.
What would you say to that?
It is false. They've been on this thing for the past 4 years. So there are allegations, there are issues. Why is the police not involved? Why is nobody facing any inquiry? Why is there no inquiry?
But the Charity Commission did say that there was serious mismanagement and misconduct.
So
that's a separate report.
Yes.
So with regard to that, what would you answer to what they said?
So that's what we're asking the Charity Commission now. What is the serious blah, blah, blah? You can't just say there is a serious this and that. What is it? And who is going to answer for it?
Do you?
All I want to say is that if he, comes back to Nigeria, I think he's going to fit in fit in real good.
Yeah.
And I know his target audience. I know the people that go to his church. I know once clear sets, they'll definitely go to his church.
Yeah, I think he's going to fit in right good. He's going to fit in really good. He's going to fit in real well. He has his audience here. He has his kind of audience and his friends and peer group. They reside here in Nigeria. I think he's going to fit in very, very well. So
in church, show me that.
I don't think it would be in VI.
You're lucky.
Yes, thank you.
Oh yes, okay. No, VI is even classy. I'm sorry to all people who live in VI. Sorry, lucky. Yes.
I think it would be somewhere in Lekki, definitely. Well, I mean, I wish him all the best. I wish him all the best. I know we didn't talk about this. It's happened a few weeks ago, but Davido had some comments on Nigeria. I think he was in an interview and he made some comments about like Nigeria's leadership, and he got a lot of backlash for it. So let's listen to what he said.
I mean, we can't go forward without we need the best leaders now. First, that's the most important thing. I feel, I feel like Nigerians, we adapt. So that already shows you that like I tell people, I say if you can survive in Lagos, or if you can survive in Nigeria rather, you can survive anywhere. You know, I feel like we're survivors. You know what I'm saying? We're strong-willed people. I just feel the only thing is just missing is just the right leaders to lead us. You know what I'm saying? Nigeria, if you go anywhere in the world, everybody has Nigerian friends. Whether you're Chinese or you have Nigerian friends. Everywhere in the world I fly to, that I do shows, Nigerian restaurant did there, Nigerian community did there. So it just shows that we're just a force. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, leadership is one of the main things. And I feel like once we get that right, I don't think there's anything that will stop us. I mean...
Yeah. So Davido said that. What are your thoughts on what Davido said, first of all?
Was it this that you got backlash for saying it tells people not to come to Nigeria because the economy is bad, something like that?
There were two things, but this came out during the same period, so it was and that as well. Yeah,
and that. Okay. Yeah, go on.
Oh yeah, Davido has been on rounds, saying this a lot. Even after this, he went on a podcast where he spoke about Nigeria, and he didn't give it like he didn't mince words. First of all, it's interesting that Davido is saying this right now. Like Seun Kuti said, he said finally it seems Davido is becoming a freedom fighter, and we thank you for him. But there's a thing about Nigerians, right? Once a criticism of Nigeria leaves the context, the physical context of Nigeria, and it goes abroad, all of a sudden our mindset changes, and it now becomes, oh, why are you disgracing this nation? Why you say bad things about a nation? You are an ambassador of the nation. You should be speaking positive things to this nation, right? Or we shouldn't wash our dirty laundry outside. I am not a believer in all this nonsense. The day anybody mistakenly puts me on the Joe Rogan podcast or any podcast internationally and says, what are your thoughts about Nigeria? I swear to God, that day, immigration won't allow me to come back to this country. They will disown me as a Nigerian because I'll see the cleaners. What Davido said was almost small. I will finish this country.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Steve. We are in a serious time in this country where we can't be missing ones anymore. We can't be saying, oh, let's wash our dirty. You should not wash our dirty laundry in public. No. As Davido said, Nigerians are daft. I will even say we are politically daft. Simple. That is the first reason. Nigeria right now, I cannot advise even my worst enemy to come and invest in it. At the end of the day, we are not serious people in this country. Everything that we are going through in this country is based off all the stupidity or our inaction. The reason why they are abusing Davido, I don't know. The TVC flag, I understand. Shout out to their new multi-million studio in a fine place in Lagos. We understand why. We know why we people are, but Davido has not said anything wrong. At the end of the day, is he lying? It was even nice. I've said it too, that the day they mistakenly say CNN New York one day, and CNN just carries mic and say, what are your thoughts about Nigeria? Oh Lord. They'll declare me wanted in this country. They'll declare, what are we lying for? Nigeria is as Nigeria is now, as it is. You want to be lying again to people that, oh, Nigeria is a very great place. You know, we have our own challenges, but you know, we are working together. Like when you come to Lagos in December, you can see the development, you can see the beautiful people. No. Nigeria is suffering. There are people dying of hunger in this country. There's corruption. Leadership is bad. We have a governor that cannot pronounce numbers. I wonder what kind of school he went to. What can that governor intellectually do for that state?
Oh my God.
But shout out, I love what Davido did. Shout out to Davido. Shout out to Davido. We need more people talking out like this. I beg.
Should we listen to what the lady on TVC said?
Please, let's go. Let's do
that.
Is that when Ashwaji is taking a plane to country to look for the foreign investors that will come here, he has told them, don't come. Has he done a service to the average Nigerian inside Ede that does not know the royal family of Ede? Has he done a service to the Nigerians in Owaron, who is in the bush trying to get wood? Has he done anybody a privilege in the rice farms in Bida? No, he hasn't. He has spoken with truth of the elites. The people who spend the dollars, what do is proper, not the people who buy beans per pinto. We know that the country is hard. We know that these reforms were forced on us because if we had continued to feed the elites, we would be worse off. Yeah. They have to take out subsidy, stop the payments. Allocation has increased to state governors, but we are not asking the governors. No. Now the new remove the supplement that we give to dollar so that we can buy it cheaply. We are not forced to buy it how we see it. And this is the real value. We are suffering under that weight. And what you can say is bad here. It's not bad. You hear the campaigns? During the elections, you hear the elections, you hear the campaigns. And what the reality of America is. And Oprah would say it at elections, but she won't sit on a show or sit at a table and tell everybody, and tell a foreign interviewer what Davido did. And that's where it's wrong. Because you sat there, but now your reference point for whether they should go ahead and invest in the country. See, the point is, no matter how true your truth is, all your truth, if it's not going to be of service to your people, it's in the corridors where he could make that noise privately, but no, he chose to tell that person on it that America can come where it can. Whereas when we need is foreign investors, that's what our government has said we needed. Except Davido can show me 2-3 companies where he's producing beans, rice, the local food for the local man, so that he can be talking. Yes, we will know what you're talking, but you're still talking amongst yourselves. And I don't.
All right. You know, as she was speaking, right, even Mariah Brown was smiling and almost laughing at, man, you are really killing it. This is really good. This is good. I know I gave you the script, but yeah.
All I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, follow the money trail. That's what I would say concerning this woman's reaction to Davido.
She needs to go and sit her ass down, man. She
sounded so passionate about it.
Yeah, go sit your ass down. And we're saying that because TVC is co-owned by the president of the country, so you're not going to say anything that counters.
Yeah, that's why I don't take most of the conversation serious, because you look at it and it happens across like parties, supporters. The supporters of the current governments at any time in Nigeria are the biggest defenders of this country. You get, so PDP supporters now and Labour Party supporters now think Nigeria is a bad country. APC supporters believe that Nigeria has its problems, but it's a very great country. Do you understand? So that's why I don't take the conversation serious. For example, this police and this Kemi Badenoch issue, right? Your popular PhD guy on Twitter now screenshotted news stories, right? Stories of UK policemen are like having unfair practices. Do you get? To counter the point that there are corrupt policemen everywhere. Do you get? And why is he doing that? Because he's a supporter of the government. You know, so he's a very
who's your popular PhD holder? Who's that?
I knows him now. I don't know the popular PhD guy on Twitter.
No, I don't know him.
When he deep on now.
He blocked me now. Me, I don't know him.
Oh, he blocked you. Why did he block you?
I have no idea. I'm a peace-loving guy. I really have no idea.
Yeah.
No, at times your tweets can be spicy.
IOS
tweets are just generally IOS tweets can just be spicy. I'm sure it's just
IOS is not political like that, man. I don't see anything that will make. I don't see any conversation that IOS will have that will piss the off. Like,
you know why? I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about politics because, bro, the back and forth is unnecessary. We all know the problem.
We all know the truth.
All this way APC and PDP, they just lie to themselves. We all know the truth.
You will carry this car. This your car come today.
Yes, no, my car, wonderful car.
Correct.
Anyways, so what Davido said, I mean, the initial commentary was, don't invest in Nigeria, that, you know, or don't come to Nigeria to invest, etc. Then this one, he talked about leadership and everything. First of all, I want to say, for someone who's a son of like a privileged family and everything, he's not required to say anything because he's living good, right? And so for him to do that, you know, that takes some balls because, you know, no matter how he looks at it, right, his uncle is a governor and he talked about bad leadership, and somehow that covers, you know, or that reaches everybody's uncle as well, right? You know, and he talked about that, and that's some accountability that you have to take into it. That's he's not lying, guys. Like, don't get in your feelings. He's not lying. He just said the way half of the whole podcast we've been talking about bad leadership.
Yeah.
Have we lied? We've not lied now. We've not lied. So if he says that on the global stage, he's telling the truth. If people do better, then he will say they are doing better. if he was lying, that's one thing. But so I need to, because I need to be patriotic, I need to then lie about what's happening in the country. Come on, man, cut it out. And for the woman on TVC saying, "Oh, see, are you trying to tell me now because of what Davido said, right? JP Morgan is going to then advise their clients not to come to Nigeria off what Davido said on a pop culture podcast. Are you crazy?"
The CEO of JP Morgan will now say, guys, sorry, my clients. I think,
we just watched the footage from one of Afrobeat's biggest stars who comes from Nigeria and said that people should invest in Nigeria. And we're taking this as, this is part of our pestle analysis, right? And SWOT analysis. So we are not going to be investing, or we advise our client not to invest in Nigeria. You're making a storm out of a teacup. Go and sit your ass down. And I know you are loyal to whoever owns your organization, and you have to get paid at the end of the month. So do your thing. But like, shut the fuck up. You understand? Like, think about this thing. I want to start ranting. Don't let me rant. Let's move into something else. In fact, what we want to even move into is even annoying me. An OnlyFans star, Lily Phillips, breaks down in tears after revealing she slept with 100 men in one day. First, the before you even go into the emotional state of things, physically sleeping with 100 people is, first of all, is a health risk. That's the first thing. Like, it's a health risk. The second thing is, like, how can you physically have 100 men sleep with you? Like, doesn't that affect you physically?
Aren't you going to be? It's demanding, physically demanding. How?
It's physically demanding to have 100 penises. In fact, she did 101, if I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken.
For real?
She did bonus.
Yeah, I think she did 101.
She did
Guinness Book of Records could minus some, so she gave them extra.
Yeah, I saw 100.
But this thing was for like a Guinness Book of Record thing.
No, I'm joking. How now?
No, but it would make the Guinness Book of Records.
Unfortunately,
it will. Okay. But you have 100 penises in your vagina in a day, in 24 hours. That is crazy.
Is it all on record?
I mean, she didn't film it. She asked them, they would sign papers, and if they didn't want it filmed, then they would have the camera and then they will film her. She's an OnlyFans star, so she'll probably use it for content. She's going to have like massive sign-ups because people are going to sign up for her content and everything. She's gone viral globally.
She also get podcasts. Yeah.
Was this guy among the men? That guy from Botswana?
No.
I think he's currently in custody or something. I don't know.
No, he's out.
Okay, Equatorial Guinea. Sorry, he's out.
Yeah,
he's out. Okay, Equatorial Guinea.
Well, he likes to have more than one person, and so this is the impasse. I don't think this would be.
I don't think it's catchment area. No, be in subgenre.
It's not a catchment area. I was just joking, right?
No, be in tab. It's not a tab on next videos.
Anyway, so Lily Phillips documented sleeping with 100 men in one day in a new documentary and has plans for a larger goal next month, right? So obviously it's sparking a debate, sleeping with 100 men in a day. She put out the documentary on YouTube titled I Slept with 100 Men in One Day. The OnlyFans model recalls sleeping with multiple men one day in October to create an NSFW content for a subscription-based social media page. And the clip that went viral, I think that's what inspired her to then go for 100 men. And she did it. Now, following the release of the documentary, Phillips is revealing that she has plans to be the first woman to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. On November 5, Phillips shared a TikTok stating that she's currently in training for 1,000 men goal, which she hopes to achieve by January 2025. She noted that on December 15, she will be taking on 300 men, which she said is the most amount of guys she's ever done. It's going to be hard, but in comparison to 1,000, this should be a light work. Yes, in recent months, Philip has been sharing various TikToks about chasing her goal. As for her health, Philip shared a copy of her testing for STDs and STIs, confirming that her screening of men was thorough enough to keep her free of disease from the marathon encounter. Phillips isn't just hoping to establish a new world record, but to break an existing one. The current world record for the most sexual partners in a day is held by Lisa Sparks, who slept with 919 men at a sex industry event in Poland in 2004. God damn.
Bodies.
Guys,
Bodies.
For me, this is very disturbing. just doing this, like 100 people a day, is crazy. It's not even from a moral perspective. It's just like the physical perspective. Then
your well-being,
spiritual, your well-being, right? Then me, the spiritual perspective. She's going to open a freaking vortex or something.
She has.
With the energy that is transmitted.
This is a new dimension she has opened. A new one.
Honestly, they should also trace I think the first man is the luckiest because they should trace anything from the 7th man upwards to the 100th man, right? If you're sticking your penis in a woman who has accepted 90 men in the last 24 hours, there's some energy transfer. And I don't know if you, like, I saw some comments on Twitter of people who watched the video, and they said there was a man who came out who was visibly shaking.
They said the energy was off. Even some people on the set said that the energy was off. Completely.
You have, whether you like it or not, sex is a very spiritual thing. For people who don't know this, like it's quite spiritual, right?
Yeah, that chakra is
like 100 men doing all of that in a very close, short period of time. There's something off that is going to happen, and there's a lot of energy transfer that has happened between those 100 men.
Too much spiritual energy. It's going to cause something. It's going to be chaotic.
Do you understand? Even for her, right? She's harboring all those things that have, had sex and all of that is happening. And the funny thing is that she's going to find 1,000 men willing to go ahead with this.
When it comes to sex, men are not the most intellectual. Yes.
That's crazy.
So as deranged as this woman is, I also think the 100 men are also equally deranged.
Oh yes, they are.
This is a mental health issue.
This is a clear sign of the end times. If there's any clear sign of the end times, this is a clear one.
This is a mental health issue.
Awful
it is actually.
And there will be 1,000 men that will line up. That's the crazy thing.
Bruh.
Men, please do better. Do better with your life. Did you understand? Come on. Because I don't understand.
So I don't get, you line up in a warehouse and then I say number 542 is your turn.
To go and do what? To go and have sex? To go and bust the nut?
Was there foreplay or anything? I don't even get. I don't even understand.
No, I'm sorry. If you sign up for something like this, as a man, I think you are a useless person.
Yes, you are.
And of course, this whole thing went viral on social media, etc, and a group of people have found a way to cleverly flip it on the men. Right, and said,
surprise.
The men should be arrested for rape, or the men should be arrested for, different things. You right?
Okay.
That they took advantage of a 23-year-old.
Oh.
I saw this meme. On Twitter. It says Schrodinger's feminist, a woman who is simultaneously a victim and empowered until something happens. Then she chooses which state benefits her the most. I don't see how, if you think you're flipping this thing on somebody, first of all, you're an idiot to think like that. In my own perspective, I think you lack accountability, because the person who set up this thing and willingly submitted herself to this thing, right, is a woman, right? Nobody took advantage because she consented to it. So, like we've already stated, I think both set of people, the 100 men, the videographer, the person who rented the apartment, everybody's deranged to be involved in something like this.
Yes, it's a gathering of idiots. Definitely a gathering of idiots.
Do you understand? In my opinion, like, y'all are crazy. But for people who have in the last few years said, oh, sex work is empowering, the women are taking control of their whatever, etc, right? You can't backtrack now and then blame men for being involved in the same. Yeah, because for sex work to happen, men are you trying to say, oh, the women who are sex workers are okay, but the men who are participating in it are sick? Like, you can't eat your cake and have it.
That's what they're saying.
But you can't eat your cake and have it. You can't say the woman is empowering and then the person who is participating in what is empowering a woman is a sick individual.
Well, it's the double standard. So
I'm sorry.
So a girl that is 22, 23 can go on OnlyFans and do what she has to do. And you're saying, yes, that's financial autonomy, that's it, baby. Then the man will come out and say, I patronize commercial sex workers on OnlyFans or wherever. And he said that's disgusting behavior. Let us know where we are going to, If I'm empowering these women, I should be hailed as a financial sugar daddy. Yeah, Steve.
The people who are making this comment, they don't know where they're going to. So people are just. The thing is, they don't even know where they're going to. People are not intelligent anymore, and it's sad because I used to think like with the internet, with the internet penetration, people having like so many access, so many information online, to make people smarter. I think the opposite has happened. I think the too much content or too much whatever it is has even made people
scrambled their brains.
Yeah, don't jam them. So it's interesting just watching conversations like this happen, and I keep wondering like how do you even process this information, right? Because this girl in this case, she has not even talked about. She didn't even come. The idea of rape, she didn't even mention it. She just said, "Oh, I'm doing this for content. I'm doing a documentary. I'm sleeping 100 men in a day, in 24 hours, whatever it is." But you just sat down, thought about this thing, and immediately your mind went to rape. There's something actually wrong with that person, to be very honest.
Thank you for making that point, because I've seen cases where a couple on TikTok will do something, right? And somebody will now project their own feminist beliefs on that couple and say this is wrong. I want to make it look like a bad thing when they are two consenting adults or two people in a relationship. I don't get why these online warriors always want to project one theory they just saw on Reddit, or one philosophy they just saw in a book and want to project it on other women. Women, there are different shades of women. Some women will always want conventional relationships, some will want different things. But I don't know why they decide to always believe that their own is the standard on which they judge women. There's this lady on TikTok, right? She's a model, and she makes food for her husband. She comes in, she talks very soft and say, "Oh, today my husband."
What's her name?
I forgot her name. That beautiful babe, that married to that white guy.
She makes everything from scratch.
And it's always a set of women that always mock her for doing this. This woman has not come out to say, live your life according to the way I do it. No, everybody has their own way. But they always want to project, a decentering of men. We've decentered men, so other women should decenter. No. Some women want to make men decenter of their life. We leave them alone and see. Is it by force? I
guess, isn't that what feminism is about? That every woman can do what they actually want to do without men dictating the standards for them.
But like Chimamanda said, the Nigerian version of feminism is witchcraft. So I'm not surprised what this is happening. It's witchcraft.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, I wish Lily Phillips all the best.
Shout out to her and the priest that will do exorcism for her in the next few years.
Yeah, but I would like to put a tracker on. You said?
I said calling her by her name is crazy.
It's her name, Lily Phillips. Lily.
Really?
Yeah, I wonder how it's crazy. Her parents are siblings. Gosh.
Shame does not exist anymore.
Shame does not exist anymore. So, it's gone.
Is it forgotten?
All right, in sports, we want to give a big shout out to Juliet Chukwu, who defeated South Africa's Dana van Wyk to win the EFC Women's Bantamweight Championship. Right? That's in like the EFC, UFC, EFC, whatever you want to call it. But Nigerians again, flying the flag. Shout out to her. And shout out to Tijani Babangida, who was recently in the news because Ajax Football Club has taken on his case and the case of his wife, who they were both involved in an accident. I think his son died.
Yeah.
And his brother was wounded or something.
Yeah, something happened to his brother. I don't know if his brother died too. Okay, his brother
died too. Yeah, very sorry and sad case. His wife is one in an accident. Case. Yeah, and he's been able to relocate to the Netherlands, where the Ajax raised some money through donations, raised I think 170,000 euros for him. Yeah. So the wife will have surgery there. Yes, he played for Ajax for 8 years. He played in Ajax for 8 years. So yeah, that is going to happen. Ajax also put out like a very, special video where they interviewed him, talked about it and all of that. Yeah. I think it's very good PR for Ajax. It just shows that if you play for the football club, wherever you play for the football club,
connected. Yeah,
you're forever,
connected.
connected to them. I think that was really good PR. People who want to sign for the club, especially like the youth team. It's really good PR. Ajax is also a club that develops a lot of talent, that has produced a lot of talent for the world.
In terms of young players, Ajax is unbelievable.
Yeah. Other Nigerians have played for Ajax, Finidi George, Nwankwo
Kanu,
and all of that. I think it's special. I think it just shows again. I don't want to really bring everything back to Nigeria, but it just shows again someone who played for Super Eagles of Nigeria, right? The NFF wasn't there to take care of him. Medical insurance can't cover any of those things. And it's quite sad that he had to go all the way to his football club in the Netherlands to actually take on his case and help him out, and again, like I always say, if you do anything for Nigeria, Nigeria will find a way to punish you for doing those things for you. From the person who designed the Nigerian flag to the person who wrote the lyrics, the song for the Nigerian national anthem, whether you've played football or any sporting activities, most of these people have died in penury and poverty, and it's just sad. So thanks to Tijani Babangida again. Just someone asks, "Oh, why is he loved?" And I'm like, the way Dutch people, especially the Ajax fans, love Tijani Babangida is the way
Baba
Man United loves JS Park. Like, he's so big, right? That parents they call hero. Like, Tijani Reinders is named after Tijani Babangida because his parents love Tijani Babangida. And I remember reading that story. I'm like, why is this guy's name called Tijani Reinders? Like, where is he from? That was even my whole thinking that, this guy is probably half Nigerian. This guy is probably half Nigerian. Let me check. And I found out that he's not half Nigerian. I think he's of maybe Surinamese descent or something.
Interesting. I just had Tijani and Pius Ikedian at the same time. Like,
yes, they had Tijani. Pius Ikedian. They had a lot of Nigerians.
Sondelisa's brother. Is this Sondelisa's brother?
Yes, I think Kanu's brother played for them too.
Yeah, so that's big up to them. I'm trying to find where Tijani Reinders is from. I think he's of Surinamese. No, he's not. He's from Zola. Interesting. Tijani Reinders was born in 1998, July. God damn it, this guy didn't watch France 98.
Have I told you a story of how a white couple entered my DM and said they are just adopted a Nigerian baby, and one of the names they wanted to give the Nigerian baby was Ayomide, but they wanted to know the meaning of Ayomide, so they did a random search on Twitter and just saw my name, and then I said, "What's the name?" I said, "Oh, my joy has come." They said, "Oh, that's lovely, thank you very much." I'm like, wow, that is the most random occurrence ever in the world.
Are you serious?
Bro, do you do follow-up? You do follow-up?
Bro, this was years ago, almost a decade plus. I can't
just do a follow-up and see. Let's see now.
Where were the couple from?
I think they were from Holland too. I think they were from Europe and Western Europe, so it had to be Holland or something.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wow. And you never told me this.
That was a long time ago, man.
Well, I hope Ayomide is doing well.
I really hope he is.
He likes Afrobeats.
Shout out to Ayomide. Speaking of Afrobeats, Shallipopi has left his record label Dapper Music.
Yup.
And it was a big deal the way he left, right? He put out a statement on social media on December 11. Yeah, you want to go ahead, Ayo, please?
Yeah, take it away. He had announced like 3 weeks earlier that he had left Dapper, doing an interview. He was having an interview run. So he said it on a radio station in Lagos. And everybody also, and he told the OAP that, everybody left amicably. And this was shortly after Sheyi Vibes also did the same thing, right?
I saw that interview. I saw that. It was a radio interview. Was that not CTFM or something?
I think it was CTFM or something. I can't remember. Yeah. And 3 weeks later, lo and behold, he puts out a statement saying that everything has not been all right with Dapper Music. So Dapper Music is the record label he has a joint venture with. Why Dapper
Digital
does his handles his publishing and distribution and everything. And he said there wasn't financial transparency and all that, and Dapper owning his masters for life all that. So he decided to quit and, leave the label on his own. Then the next day, Sheyi Vibes protege, Moise, also basically said the same thing, saying he signed as a minor, yada, 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 yada. The whole same thing of there's no financial transparency. So he too is leaving the label and all that. Then the same day, or shortly, the next morning, Dapper released a statement saying, hey, this is what has happened, blah, 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 blah. And all parties can come back and let us, amicably resolve this, that there was nothing that was done illegally to them, that they all opened their eyes when they signed these contracts, and that's where we are right now. Sheyi Vibes has left the label.
Sorry, go back again. What was the claim from the artists?
So the artist basically said, first of all, there was no financial transparency. That in terms of royalty, they're not getting royalty. They didn't even know how much they were making and all that. Shallipopi's claim also was that the masters, Dapper owns his masters, and I believe he said Dapper owns his masters for life, which he signed basically, but he's now claiming that it wasn't done in good faith and all that. So he has left the label, like they all do. And that's where we are right now. There's an impasse between everybody involved, including Sheyi Vibes also, because Sheyi Vibes did not release a statement per se, but Sheyi Vibes has left the label also.
So what you mean leave the label? That means like they're not following the terms of the contract, right?
Yes.
They want the contract terminated. Yes.
They want the contract
terminated based on the grounds they've already.
That's okay. The other party was not doing what they said they would do.
The other party was not moving in good faith, basically.
Yeah. And my own feedback was it was good to see Osage's video trending again. It's been long I saw Facts Only. Osage's Facts Only trend.
Oh, my, the body back.
So it was good to see it all over Twitter and Instagram on Instagram stories. Yeah, so shout out to good work. Shout out to long-lasting work. Shout out to Osage and
hold on. Before we get there, I just want to even mention that the statement from Shallipopi was well written.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
it was well written. I love the way the statement started. They say, "My dear fans, I come to you today with a heavy heart but an unshakable determination."
Bro, Shakes Poppy, baby.
I love how it was written. Do you understand? It was written very well, and communicated, his grievances and the next steps. Like, shout out to him. I saw my video. I don't know if it was trending, but I did see it on social media. I saw it on Twitter. And shout out to I am Rashman on Twitter, who's a very big friend of the show, listens to the podcast and was a big fan of Facts Only as well. You guys should also check out his podcast. It's called the ABF Podcast.
Yep.
So you could check that out as well. Do you guys want to hear the video? But you guys, someone said it was trending on Instagram. Was it on Instagram as well?
I saw it on Instagram and I saw it on Twitter. It was the same person who tagged us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Several people also saw the stories and put it up too. I saw it in a couple of other stories, Instagram stories. So it was good.
Okay. I've not been on Instagram for a very long time, but nice. Let's listen to what I said some, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Most important thing, don't sign a contract that you have not read and you do not understand. That is the most important thing. Get legal representation. A lawyer or a group of lawyers that you know have to be on your side. If you don't have the money, go and work at Mr. Biggs until you save that money. If not, don't do it.
So Mr. Biggs just
Mr. Biggs was just crazy. The group went off on Mr. Biggs. The group went on Mr. Biggs. Oh God.
Well, you guys get my point. That's where I am with you. Yeah, that's where I am with the whole.
Sorry to cut you short. In 2024, what would you say instead of Mr. Biggs?
In 2024?
Yeah.
No, it's very simple now. Go and collect POS.
God damn.
This is crazy. I thought you said Chicken Republic. POS was
No. Go and do POS work. No. You don't need to. You can work for yourself now.
This guy is crazy.
Go and collect POS and save money. When you save money, go and. The problem is that, see, when these guys come and this is my own take on it. So people like me, people like you guys, a couple of guys, we are now very What's the word I'm looking for?
Jaded.
Yeah, jaded. Thank you. Nothing impresses us anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm where people like ATG was when I was excited about Nigerian music industry. Oh, this is happening. This person signed, and nothing impressed Ayeni back then. They're like, oh, that happened. Yeah, nothing. I'm telling you, nothing impressed him. No single thing. There's nothing that happened in Nigerian music industry that was a big thing. He was never excited. He was jaded already.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, and I'm where he is now.
Yeah,
I'm where he is now, and I think everybody has gone through that process. Like Adeayo now, shout out to Adeayo. I think Adeayo is in the middle. I don't think he's jaded yet, but I think he's on his way to being jaded. He's already there, like he's there. You know,
I want to put it out here that my favorite Adeayo is the frustrated Adeayo. Like when genuinely tired about something.
Genuinely tired. I'm telling you, that's my favorite Adeayo, and I don't like to see him that, but he is hilarious when he starts tweeting about being frustrated, whether it's about Nigeria or it's about
the artist industry. Or something, or Davido, whatever.
Adeayo, you know what? Before you write anything, just get frustrated about the thing and write, because the way he composes the tweets, I have to read. He's the most expressive.
Yes, when he's frustrated.
When he's frustrated about something, and it's not meant to be funny, but you know, when I read it, I'm just like. Especially when it comes to like the music industry, it's hilarious because we've all been there, because I've also tweeted like that. We've also talked like that, you know, and everything. And I just know he's in the process of, you know, this is just some BS, you know, and all of that. But we were jaded. So when we see stuff, this is just a cycle. I remember when the first cycle started in 11-12, Mocheda, Brimo, Jesse Jacks, Chudi K, when there was a whole snowstorm of people leaving their labels. I had to do a special report on the story. Back then, I think I named like maybe 8 to 10 artists. It was a snowball effect. One announced, and then everything. And I think it was the Mohit splitting up when they co-living. The thing just created a chain reaction. Yeah, and people just started leaving their labels.
Remember, Whiskey also joined that trend too, but he came back again.
Yeah, you know, there was the whole Whiskey DME issue as well. It was a whole thing for like 18 months in the industry. Yes. And I think what you're just seeing is people who are not understanding the terms and conditions of their recording contracts or deals. And
what they signed.
And what they signed. And then they acquire a lot, they make money, and they now realize they get smarter because they understand how the industry works a bit. And then they see that they're making good money, by the way, but they now see that the label is making way more than what they're making.
Way more money.
And then they want ownership of that, right?
It does not work like that.
And fam, you sign the contract, right? I remember the Kiss Daniel G Worldwide, same issue.
Oh yes, classic example.
You know, same issue. You're making money, but you see your record label making way more money than what is entering. You also don't have, and I think that's also another issue, right? The labels are not equipped enough to have their books open enough for people to see what they're making. Right. I also think the label is not labels, and I'm not speaking particularly about Dapper, but like a lot of Nigerian labels. I also think when they start making this money, they don't start creating like different avenues for people to make money, like breaking them off the 360 deals and saying, okay, this part, this is you. This part, this is you. I also think when they do sign these artists, now I don't know the terms and the deal with Shay Vibes and this guy, but like if they were going to bring Zerdiel and the other guys on his crew, how much power and resources did you give Shallipopi to be able to handle them as well? You know, just like the way Murder Inc., Evgoti and Jaru would go to Def Jam, right? And then Def Jam will empower them and say, oh, we have
this budget.
As same way Def Jam is signed to like, Island Def Jam is signed to like Universal, right? So it's the same thing. Like how are you building the structure for these artists to be excited enough to say, oh, okay, I know this is my deal with these guys, but these guys are even making me make more money. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's it there. It's like, how open are you with the books and the accounting and all of that? Are you stealing my money? Are you, once an artist starts asking those questions and you can't open the books enough for them to see everything, to say, we are taking 65% and you have only 35%, but this is everything. This is what you signed and we're very open, But, like you said, Dapper Digital and Dapper Music, one person is paying one company is paying the other company to handle come on, man.
A lawyer told me. So a lawyer reached out to me and said that is always going to be a cause of a problem. It's going to be a problem. When the same person is your record label is also handling, it's going to be
you are outsourcing your company to your other
to your own company.
Come on,
it's
man.
Unfair practice.
It's unfair for come on, man. But there are no laws in the land to protect or to stop things like this from happening. So, if anything goes. Again, the Nigerian music industry is not going to go to anywhere until the Nigerian government steps in and does what? And takes charge by laying and lays the ground rules on how things will work. That already happens with the IRA, whatever, in the US.
In the US. But this thing that you just mentioned now, it's realistically, that's how it's supposed to be. But in terms of ideally, that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to get better when the government steps in. But realistically, in Nigeria, when the government steps in, it gets worse.
Tax.
So we just have to be careful what we wish for here, guys. Please.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So when would Nigerians start reading contracts and be responsible for their careers? Never. Never. It's not going to happen.
Never. Especially when they are upcoming and desperate. That they would take anything. Yeah.
They'll take anything. They're not going to read it. They don't even have the money to hire lawyers. I remember when Kiss Daniel left G Worldwide and he was shopping around and looking for something. He called me. We had a conversation somewhere in a hotel in Lekki, and he told me there was a label that was going to sign him, and it was a popular label at the time that had stars and had produced stars. And I was like, "Oh, really?" Yeah, Kiss Daniel. He was me, his brother, and someone else, and we're having a conversation. And it was
when he left G Worldwide.
Yes, when you left G Worldwide, and he wanted to, because I broke the story that he left. So he called me. We had, we're cool now. So it was like, oh, these guys want to sign me. What do you think? I'm like, oh, okay. Who's your lawyer? Oh, they're using the record label is using their lawyer to, their lawyer will work with me. I'm like, hold on. The label has a lawyer, and you are going to use that lawyer to read your own contract. I said, that's the number one red flag. Don't sign with that label. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
A better label should see that you get your lawyers.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So he ended up not even signing with anyone and doing his own thing.
Which
and I'm very and the label, never produced another
star. Yeah.
So shout out to him. So you got to use your brain here.
True.
But yeah. So public sympathy, of course, would go to the artist, would go to Shallipopi. But business is business, and I'm sure. Yeah, you signed something. If you signed it, you signed it. So I don't see how I can blame Dapper for anything here.
Yeah, Dapper has just faced a lot of scrutiny. Unfair one from this case
because they are the institution, the management, and Nigerians like to ride for the underdog.
It's true. It was also not good seeing Hilda Basi just being involved, like being mentioned. And being mentioned, it was nasty. That
why is she being?
They're saying that the money they were siphoning from artists was what Dapper was using to
maintain a lifestyle.
To maintain a lifestyle. That is not fair.
Because
that girl did a course recently. Let me explain.
Hold on, Steve. You've not put anybody. You have been podcasting for 10 years, Steve.
I'm sorry.
Where is the connection between Hilda Basi and Dapper?
Oh yes.
Hilda Basi is Dapper's girlfriend.
Hey, the people that are listening to this, they don't know this now. This is privileged information.
I'm sorry.
See, we are talking to civilians. Civilians are listening to us, so you have to understand.
So the CEO
the angle was
of Dapper
that the CEO of Dapper Music is dating Hilda Basi. Yes.
Fine.
So Twitter commentators are now saying that the money, the Range Rovers you've seen, the Range Rover gifts that you saw on our birthday, they were all from the money that they took from Shallipopi. Which is very unfair. It's unfair. Yeah.
That's very unfair.
It is actually. But what interests me also in when conversations like this happen is seeing people who have absolutely no clue of how the music industry works just become experts on Twitter. But it's
immediately. Yeah. Immediately.
It's amazing.
I'm telling you, Twitter is a very useless place. I'm telling you. I've met people that are very popular on Twitter that people regard, and I see them in real life, and and I'm disappointed.
Yeah. It's very
it's a virtual world where people excel in and not necessarily in real life.
It's true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So whatever you see there, take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, with a pinch of salt.
Like
man.
I wish all parties the best. Please leave the young lady out of it. She's a hardworking woman. Steve, you are better to tell us how much she makes from her cooking.
Yeah, she makes ridiculous money from her courses. Like she sells courses for like 50,000 naira, and you see about 18,000 people in the class. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Just do the numbers. It's mad. And she does it like three times a year, 3-4 times a year. So calm down, guys. You know,
it's big numbers. She's a big person, so please calm down. And I wish all parties the best. I'm always rooting for the artists, anyways. Yeah. So I wish Shallipopi the best. Keep making good music. You got to stand on your own and do your own thing. I don't know, man. Just go do your own thing, bro. If you got to do your own thing.
I want to ask, but I think your revelation about your conversation with Kiss Daniel also painted that picture. But I used to think that for artists to go this route, they would have been being posted by another label. Do you get? Who is talking into their ears and saying, "Oh, look, your contract is bad.
No,
give you a better
not
one."
necessarily.
Oh, okay. Not necessarily. Okay.
Not necessarily.
Makes sense.
Not necessarily. I think for someone like Shalli, he can get like, if he's making good music, he can get like, it doesn't even need to sign to any label for now. He should just get like good distribution deals where they pay him like an advance, and then he uses that to make the music, etc. And then if he's big enough and he wants to go international, one of the big fours, Warner, Sony, one of these guys can sign him.
He's hot enough.
Oh, shout out. Yeah, congratulations to Flavor. He's been signed to Warner Music. That's
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's big for him.
That's a legend who has worked, being kind of like rewarded in that sense. Let me put it like that. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Shout out to him as well. Hopefully
this puts him in place to get, because I feel that his type of music is something the Grammy Academy or the Grammy board or whatever they call them, the voters would like. Don't you think so? In terms of the music itself.
I mean, if you sign to a major label, then yes,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Then you can get into that conversation. You're not signed to a major label. You're not.
I'm saying now that we win, I hope he gets into that conversation. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yes.
I particularly don't care.
Oh, okay, it's true.
You understand? All I care about is Flavor making money and taking care of his family. You understand? Like all those nominations, I just got a bit salty when Tyler didn't get nominated because I felt like she worked hard for it.
That's what I had to say. That they didn't nominate his girl. So
Osagie likes his girl. Osagie likes his girl. Like
because she's a superstar. She's a superstar.
Sure.
I wanted to do an Ira Star rant, right? But I don't have the time. I'll do it next week. You don't like Tyler? You don't listen to her music, that's why.
Okay, one, maybe I've not listened to the album very well. Two, I just felt Tyler is dangerous to Afrobeat. Like Tyler as an institution is a big danger to Afrobeat.
She has nothing. See,
that's my opinion.
The thing is, what has happened is, and this is a problem with social engineering, a lot of things shape people's perception of things before they consume anything.
True.
It's the problem. If Twitter didn't exist, you won't have this problem. She just makes music. She just makes music. Do you understand? So whether it's the Afrobeat thing or people taking it out of context, she actually said what she said on that stage to give props to the people who are actually Afrobeat artists, and then they took it the wrong way. Because if you don't like someone, you can't pretend to wake up. You can't wake up someone who is pretending to sleep.
I think my own opinion is that Tyler is the perfect candidate for what like white labels want to do with Afrobeat, having that African artist. And I'm saying because she's not in Nigeria, and I'm salty about it. Do you get? Because she's not from the
I get you.
That's my point. Because she's not from the Afrobeat industry, I'm salty about it. That's it.
I get you. I feel you.
This has always been done. This is normal. This has always been done this is what has always been done globally anyway. So I'm not surprised.
I was listening to Sean Paul's albums again.
God bless you for mentioning Sean Paul. Sean Paul is what Tyler is now.
Yes, and I'm genuinely asking, right? When are we? Is that phase going to come where, because Nigerian artists, Afrobeat has truly gone to the world, but that dominance, we've not had a number one album, we've not had a number one single, like independently, right? Like ruled airwaves in America. Are we going to get it, or we've lost the momentum? What do you guys think?
So, I think Sean Paul is an outlier, and that's why he's regarded. The world loves him, but Jamaica has a problem.
Before you say that, Benny Man also had success. Benny Man had a record with Janet Jackson, Right.
I'm not disagreeing with that one.
Okay.
With Shabba Ranks, all those guys have had successes. Patra.
Thank you. Okay.
Sean Paul's success in America is unparalleled, my
It's
guy.
true. Yeah.
He came in and slapped everybody. He slapped everybody. This was the era where the 50 Cent and everybody else. He came in and said, sorry, go and die. So the thing with Sean Paul is that he's not highly regarded at home as the best dancehall artist of all time. We will look at him outside and say, oh, Sean Paul is the greatest. Sean Paul did something. Sean Paul downplayed patois. Listen to this chorus now. Sean Paul is actually singing English. He took away that patois to a level that it could be commodified for people who don't understand dancehall to enjoy. And he's a brilliant songwriter. See, you don't know any Sean Paul verse, but you know all his choruses.
All the choruses, yeah.
Yes. He was not the prime candidate for the global music industry. Say, you know what? This dancehall thing, you have a light-skinned guy who looks good. His patois is not too heavy, bro. If you listen to
Sean Paul is from Brooklyn, man.
He's from Brooklyn. They said he's from Brooklyn.
Is
From the Bronx.
it's from the Bronx, from New York.
From the Bronx, yeah.
He's also middle class. Class. He represented Jamaica in one, I think he's swimming or something. Yeah, he's very sellable. So the world just say, oh, this is the guy. Because look at it. You can't take Vybz Kartel. I don't even know what Vybz Kartel is saying. Look at what Vybz Kartel.
It's too raw.
Yes.
Look at Movado, Spraga Benz, all these guys, they are too raw. Look at Popcorn. Drake has tried to push Popcorn to the world. Popcorn never blow. He can't blow. So Sean Paul is the guy. Sean Paul was the guy.
Before Osagie has anything to say, before Osagie makes his point, I want to add to say, okay, at this point, maybe the global music executives or something, so they're looking for the brilliant Afrobeat to the world candidate, right? And they've not seen. That's what you're saying.
It's not that they've not seen.
This person that will take it to that Sean Paul level. Because before the Sean Paul thing happened, there was a momentum that the Jamaican artists were having in America, right? And Sean Paul took an advantage of that. And so are you saying that we're looking for the...
First of all, I need to say what happened to those artists. They were putting homophobic lyrics in their songs. Buju Banton, Shabba, all of them. And America said, no, fuck your hair.
Shabba Ranks did an interview in 1993 talking about like homosexuals, and he was homophobic in it, and that was the end. That was the beginning of the downfall in America.
Shabba Ranks was supposed to be that guy. But after that thing happened, everything. I think Burna is the closest. Anybody that maybe one day we'll have somebody apart from Burna that will not take it to that level. We will now have our own Sean Paul. But I don't know. It's the closest so far right now, Sha.
Looking for your buck up on the right man. Oh, loving the hunting for your buck up on the right man. Oh, if I loving the looking for your buck up on the right man. Oh, loving the hunting for your buck up on the right man. A woman take a trip, she coming from England to satisfy her soul and also she wants a man. Oops, it's about run, she buck up fast. I can make you explode just like a bug. Every hour, every minute, man. Every second, them call me Miss a Lover, man. Them call me Miss a Lover.
I'm not gonna take it easy. You won't get away tonight. The vibe that's flowing through me makes me feel alright. You can't say you're full of attraction. Now it's a chance to show me emotion. I've waited so long. You better come on strong, Mr. Loverman. Thrill me with it.
Come on, man. That's a jam. That's a jam. That's a jam. Yeah. What are my thoughts? It has to be heavily diluted. It has to be made for the American market. It cannot be original. And that's the issue. You have original, authentic Afrobeats here. Look at what something like what Sheyi Vibes does. Yeah, it stands no chance to the US because it's too...
No chance. It's too rooted.
It's too rooted. Yeah, it's too rooted. It's too authentic. They will need to water it down, like what they've done with Ashake. Till the branding they did for him, the whole Basquiat, everything. Even when they now did the dark thing with with the Lungu Boy, it's more global and less Nigerian.
Yeah.
Thank you. Steve.
I want to start this podcast with a rhyme. I forgot. But I'll do that next week. Just because.
No problem.
You know, it's like because Ayo called me an Agboma just because I said I skate. But
your governor has not built a skating rink. Tell your governor to build skating rink first.
Ashaka is my most listened artist on Apple Music. Do you guys know why?
Why?
Lungu Boy.
Obviously,
that album. Jesus Christ. I've played that album at like, oh man, I love it.
You love the album. It's a good album. It's a good album.
Yeah.
It's a good album. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody doing music. Guys, we gotta go now. We gotta go now.
Okay.
But next week we will be back, and we'll be back with some full force. No family.
We'll do family then.
Yeah, we gotta
they'll
go
send
now.
family. They'll send family. Don't worry.
Yeah, we will come back to you next week with way more stuff. But thank you so much for rocking with us. I will leave you in the hands of Ice Prince and Two-Face Idibia. All right.
That's a jam. Hey.
What's up?
You dey feel am?
You dey feel am?
I dey feel am.
Steve, na vibe. Na vibe. It's a vibe.
Zamani, Shada, what's up? Now Papa God put me on top. See over be my guy, then my support. So bad man, no need to fuck up. Hey, Shada, what's up? Now Papa God put me on top. See Jehovah be my guy, then my support. So bad man, them fit to log off. Sharp boy celebrating, and every day my fan base is elevating high. Say we the best, there's no debating. See bad man die and we replacing. I'm on right now, we the main thing. We step on stage and the people fainting. They see my real color, I'm like a painting. And gone are those days we they wear the same thing. No need for all the hating. The boys we salute, the girls we dating. I no get time, I'm concentrating. Jehovah and me sign undertaking. Very necessary, yo. I'm shaking my belly, yo. All over your telly, yo. I'm blowing your stereo. No, they vex me. If you want to ex me, remember say your chick before house does they text me. Chai, Shana, what's up? Now Papa God put me on top. See Jehovah be my guy, then my support. So bad man, no need to fuck up. Hey, Shana, what's up? Now Papa God put me on top. See Jehovah be my guy, then my support. So bad man, them fit to log off. Aye, bad man, shut up. You see me on your street, make you lock up. My dogs will bite if you fuck up. Ice Prince and Two-Face, that's what's up. Yeah, no never, but we are shining. My Chris airflow is perfect timing. Since Aldo and Paul them did the signing, I've been getting big checks even for miming. Yeah, hi, I feel blessed too, and nothing in the world fit test too. Them say Ice Prince is see the next too, and Two-Face tell them say yes too. Hey, I'm not declining. The music architect, I'm just designing. I made life better and sweet from rhyming. When you see me in your hood, salute my grinding. Yeah, chai, Shada, what's up? Now Papa God put me on top. See Jehovah be my guy, then my support. So bad man, no need to fuck up. Hey, Shada, what's up? Now Papa God put me on top. See Jehovah be my guy, then my support. So bad man, them need to log off.
I know say as you see me so you already know. Say that Baba God make a bad shot right to blow. Every other night and so we just let it flow. With see band we can wanna take a month to flow. Everybody know that Baba God is my provider, he's my savior. He's the one that cover me, my umbrella. Ella, this is not a joke, I'm not that I want to preach, I want to think, I want to sit down. Everybody think about the life that them living, but them cannot take another step. It's how I'm just crazy every time, and them cannot take it over the honest fight step. Stepping on the club and moving, we love and moving. Take it, and them I want to see the divine, and the people them are high, shine, high.
Shana, what's up? Now Papa God put me on top. See Jehovah be my guy, then my support. So bad man, no need to fuck up. Hey, Shana, what's up? Now Papa God put me on top. See Jehovah be my guy, then my support. So bad man, them need to log off. What's up? What's up?